Welcome to the Pod Bay Door.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. This is the Pod Bay Door, your source for info on the newest tech, movies, games in our home, Las Vegas. We have a great show today. Like, subscribe, and download us on iTunes at the Pod Bay Door. Our YouTube channel is the Pod Bay Door Podcast. Or find us on any of your favorite podcast apps. My name's Adam. I'm on the main mic today. Jamie's taking a back seat. How you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing great.
Of course, we got Sam over here to my left.
Hello, y'all.
And our guest today, Chris Felix.
Hello.
AKA the birthday boy today.
Birthday boy,
Thank you,
Chris
Sam.
Felix.
Thank you, Adam.
How old are you, Chris?
31 years experience today.
31. That's all right.
Yeah.
31.
Or as I like to say, 21 plus 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Turned 21 10 years ago.
You're halfway up the block.
Yeah.
So how many shots is that followed by for today? How many shots?
I don't know if I can do that anymore, honestly. A shot or two will be fine, but yeah.
Not the full 31?
Sam and Adam have both seen me at my worst, especially at Adam's house.
Yeah, we've partied. We've
still apologize to Mrs. Hoover for all this. It's still kind of awkward to see every now and then. My bad.
We've had our share of Goldschlager moments. Anyway, we always like to start out with some comments that we've gotten from previous podcasts and whatnot. We got one here from Ready Cut. Says, great pod. Are there any cosplay groups in Vegas? Considering we just got back from the Level Up Expo, which was formerly Anime Vegas.
Yes.
I would say there's plenty of cosplaying in Vegas.
Yes, big community out here for sure.
Yeah, when I was editing the episode, I'm not much of a follower of cosplay. I was surprised that as I looked into the crowd, I would say 60+% of the people had a type of costume.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know if they're all cosplayers. If you would go to those things and have a costume on, but some of the costumes I knew, some I didn't. But
this one was heavy into anime, so there was definitely a huge following there.
It was pretty well rounded too. I like the fact in some of the clips you can see family cosplay.
Yeah.
And that's really cool to me. Like, one that stuck on my mind was this father and son couple, Assassin's Creed. So his son's a little toddler, but he's dressed up as a little baby assassin in a stroller. Yeah. And the dad is to the nines. Like, he has a full hoodie, the gear, the weapon. And I looked at him like, I love your costume. Props. He's like, thanks, bro.
Yeah. No, I did have a
Passing
question.
it on to their children.
I did have a question. Again, when I was looking at the footage, the Princess Leia Jabba the Hutt was very cool. Was there anybody in Jabba, or was that they just roll that in?
It was
Display.
basically just a display, that was put together as a background.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were there promoting the Nerd, which was a bar on Fremont Street.
Right.
That just went up.
Down by in Neonopolis,
Yeah.
second level.
Oh.
It's the best way to explain it. It's a bar trying to be a nerd bar, so they're trying to recreate insert coin per se, but they haven't quite nailed it yet.
They're trying to draw in the nerd crowd to the bar scene, but it still doesn't really feel like
not genuine yet. Not
is it
genuine
legit
yet.
nerdy though, or is it just people trying to put nerdy stuff in?
I feel like it's more of the bar scene and less of the nerd crowd.
They're trying to cash out on your nostalgia of being a nerd.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're trying to obviously push the alcohol out there. I do have a question, though, kind of in the same vein as Chris. Is what would make it a nerd bar an acceptable level of nerd for the bar? That's what I do. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, all right. There was a difference between insert coins, at the feeling of it, the look of it, the games they had available. It felt more like the nerd level
Haven.
Haven. Like you would go there with your friends and just play the games.
Yeah,
like they had stand-ups and they had
they had the cabinets ready to go.
Yeah.
The best way to explain it was
it was like an arcade almost.
Yeah, because when you go in there, right, the full bar itself, every corner of the bar had TV screen, had games ready to go. It was very inviting, welcoming. Wasn't pretentious. The cabinets ready to go. You had everything from like The Simpsons, Ninja Turtles, to even old school like Galaga and Joust. And then we go to the right hand side, the quote unquote VIP section. These were all legitimate tables with about 32, 35-inch monitors or TV screens, and each section had about 3 to 4 different systems. You can actually run out the little booth and play whatever game you want. And then you had the dance floor, which played all the nerdy music, like a techno tune of like version of Zelda or Ninja Turtle or Mario, and it had that more cozy, inviting, nerdy feeling with Insert Coin. They did at the Nerd Bar.
Well, that's how Insert Coin started off, though, and then they went downhill after they started doing the more typical Vegas club thing, where they started having the bathroom attendant. They started playing more
weird,
club
right?
music, and like people were more focused on the dance floor as opposed to the actual games. And as a gamer, like the first time I went there, like this is awesome.
like, oh,
You know, you have
cool.
all the latest games. You know, you get to have some drinks, play all these cool console games plus retro arcade games, and eventually it started becoming less about that and more about the typical
The
regular
specials
bar
and,
scene. You know,
Well, plus they got caught a few times for underage drinkers too. They got busted.
well,
Yeah, that,
Welcome to Vegas.
that killed you
that's
quick.
kind of common, I guess, kind of around here.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to lead into the other comment with this one. So Susie Q708 commented, I like the pod a lot, but you don't seem totally nerd friendly. Are you guys really
Ouch.
nerds or just fronting?
Oh man, I don't know where to get my resume from.
And is there a I'm probably the furthest away from it, but I mean, is there a universal set of rules?
For being a nerd?
Yeah.
Well, nowadays, all right, so I wrote down the definition of nerd. All right, an intelligent but single-minded person obsessed with a non-social hobby or pursuit. All
So
right.
that means anyone can be a nerd.
So we just went to this Comic-Con, right? And it was all about cosplay, and I bought this Final Fantasy VII T-shirt. I don't know if you get any
Greatest
nerdier
game
than
of all
that.
time.
It was your
Yeah,
birthday
best game
gift
of
from
all
me.
time.
Hope you like your birthday gift.
You know, if they were platinums back then, I would have platinumed on that game.
Oh,
for
I
sure.
would for sure. I
Um,
put at least 60 to 70
Plus
more
hours
into this game.
How else can we prove I'm a nerd? Look at this pale white skin. You know, I hadn't seen the sunlight.
Well, I think one thing we can also prove that we're a nerd is because we all struggled on Duck Hunt as a kid.
Oh, well,
There's
Well,
multiple games you can
sure.
name on Nintendo that we struggled on, like freaking Ninja Turtles.
about the original Turtles, the
Oh.
hardest game of all time.
Oh my god, the swing part?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I don't know how we can prove that we're nerds, other than listening to this podcast more, and you'll.
Oh, when you told me about this comment, my first response was like, have you not listened to the show? Have you not
Exactly.
listened to Sam? Because every time I hear him, I'm like, my goodness, Sam is such a
We
nerd.
went full nerd.
It's like, I love Sam, but my goodness.
I know Jamie
I'm
had
sorry,
a
I'll
moment
tuck it
with
back
Jamie had a moment last week, or was the week before, that Sam went total nerd talking about the con and the, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
voice actors and I
And
think
everyone
it was
glazed
Julia,
over.
right? And you and Julia were just
Everyone
like,
glazed over. I'm so sorry, guys. I can tell. I'm gonna have to look. I can feel the glaze over look, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Lost.
Well,
I'll take one later.
it was just I absolutely. It's not like we didn't understand you. It was,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, you didn't start speaking.
It's just
you know.
an area of nerddom you don't know anything about.
Yeah, the voice actors. If you went into like John DiMaggio and the people that are currently working on the major things, but the anime stuff, I definitely don't know.
I
those.
respect that. I still respect that.
Yeah.
I think what makes me kind of nerd too, or my opinion for myself, is my love for Hideo Kojima. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
he
huge
got
video
me
game
into Metal Gear
designer.
Solid.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid.
I fell in love with that game. Like, I can tell you that's the first game ever I finished on the first playthrough. Like, I skipped Thanksgiving. I'm a fat kid, and I skipped Thanksgiving just to finish that
You're
game.
so engrossed in this game, like
Yeah,
it just
dude. I remember exactly that Thanksgiving. Okay, I grabbed my dad's old TV, the black and white, hooked up the freaking PlayStation to it, played it in black and white, got to the Mantis part where I got moved my controller,
yeah, mind blown.
and all I had for that Thanksgiving was 3 slices of pumpkin pie.
Dang, you had to go for dessert.
Was that it?
Yeah.
That was my
Just
whole
3
meal.
slices of pumpkin
Yeah,
pie?
just 3.
Yeah, that was my
Okay.
whole meal.
Yeah.
My mom got mad. I'm like, you don't understand. You don't understand. Okay,
I can scarf this.
I'm on a
Back to the
mission.
game.
I'm on a mission. I have to save the world.
Yeah, I love that game too.
Yes.
What's one of your favorite games, Chris, as a kid?
Oh, man. Besides Final Fantasy VII, that's absolutely one of my top 3 games of all time.
Best game ever.
Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. It is a
Ooh,
classic just amongst
yes.
any Zelda really entry is just fantastic. They've never really gone wrong if you ask me. Metal Gear Solid, as Sam just mentioned, is hands down one of the weirdest but most awesome series of all time.
Oh,
I
man.
love that series.
The storyline alone, dude. I get so drawn by his storyline.
Yeah,
and
it's
his artwork.
super weird. And it's all Kojima. He's him and his weird abstract mind, but it's
Yeah.
such a great, just intense, just really deep game, and I love those games. As weird as they get, they're just so much fun to play, and I'll always continue to play those.
Sam and I were just talking about Death Stranding.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's coming out soon. I think we're gonna do a little rundown on that in a
I'm
future
down.
podcast.
Definitely for people that
Yeah.
are listening and watching the podcast, if you guys have time, download the trailer for Death Stranding, but download the side-by-side trailer, okay? And then you'll see the magic in there.
Yeah.
I won't say too much.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, there's not much really to tell about that because it is so weird, and like there's not really much story to
But
it.
just the cast itself.
Well, yeah, we have Mads Mikkelsen, and we have Daryl from Walking Dead. What's his name?
Norman Reedus.
Norman
Yes,
Reedus.
Norman
Reedus.
Reedus. Yeah, he's in it
Yeah.
too.
They're all broken characters, but they all get together.
Yeah.
Mm.
So what makes you a nerd, Jamie? You're probably the less nerdy of us all.
Yeah, you
But-
know, unfortunately, I'm a generation ahead of you guys.
It's a different type of nerd.
Yeah, I think so. I guess I'll go with a Blade reference. I'm a nerd familiar. I guess I'm not, because I don't have a lot of time for it. But
Gotcha.
no, I love the tech, and obviously from what I do, and played game. I was my best story is that my mom bought me the original Atari 2600, and at the time they sold out. I got the console and no game. I had the console and could stare at that for a week
Nice.
before I got
man.
Asteroids.
I love that story.
And then that was it. I mean, my first computer was a Radio Shack, they called it a Trash 80. It was TRS 80. And
Well, see, I don't think that nerds necessarily have to do with just video games either. You
No,
watch
not
your
at
fair
all.
share of TV and love
I do,
movies
yeah.
and tech and
Yeah.
stuff. So I could be nerdy about other stuff like the Cowboys. I can name you all the players on the
Yes.
Cowboys and all the points they scored last season.
And
Well, I think
stuff like
one
Chris
of
is a
the
Cowboys fan
one of the
too, so-
actors
Absolutely.
that quote the idea of being a nerd really good, I think, was Zach Levy at one of the Comic Cons. He was saying that being a nerd in general is just you fanboying about something.
Mhm.
Like you're passionate about it, which
Yeah.
qualifies you to be a nerd.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be exactly video games or movies, but it could be about tech, could be about sports. It still puts you under that nerd category, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with being a nerd, especially nowadays.
Mhm.
Oh man, what a
Nerd-
good time to be a
Nerds
nerd.
rule. Jocks drool.
You can't put us in trash cans anymore, man. I'm too big.
Well,
You're
no.
too big.
No, what's probably the most recognizable now is that nerds, if you want to use that as a category name, their financial contribution to our GDP is huge. It's I mean, buying games and going to see movies and so on and so forth. You're recognized now as a force.
Yes.
But less so than a social community, and more so as
As a marketable
as purchasers,
group of people.
consumers,
Yeah.
So yeah, I
And
agree.
totally,
Just-
with all the Marvel movies that are just being dumped on us, and,
Mhm.
and
Wait, just
the
by
TV
Jamie
shows that we'll
saying
get
that-
into a little bit later. But
Jamie reminded me of one of those memes where it was a meme about nerds partying together, and since they're all antisocial, they just meet online. That's how they all
Kinda
that's
party.
World of
nowadays,
Warcraft,
yeah.
Well, I
or Tinder, or however you want to do it.
clearly just this conversation answers Susie Q.
Susie, I would hope
yeah,
so.
absolutely.
Yes, we are all nerds.
Yes, we are all nerds, and we love it. All right, so then we have Tech 10 comments, and I think Jamie's going to take the lead on this one. You guys bag on Vegas a lot. What's wrong with being in the LV game? Jamie.
Oh, I get this one.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, we can do it as a group.
You start us out.
You lead us.
'cause
You lead us,
you're-
good sir.
You're not in the game anymore. You're not in the game anymore. I'm not really. I mean, I guess I am in a way because I'm in the hotels and casinos so much. Chris, you're still in the game.
I'm very much in the game right now.
Yeah.
How much do you love the game?
Here's the
that.
problem, and the I'll start it off with the sort of a joking phrase that I always use is we're in the hospitality industry, which it covers it's an umbrella term that covers everything from food and beverage to housekeeping to concierge to even what I do now, which is more of an ancillary outside the bubble thing, especially what Chris does. The problem with the hospitality industry is, and the joke it's not very hospitable. And here's the problem: Las Vegas, Chris, you'll meet this out, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
It's the giant number of people that you have to, well, for lack of a better term, service. You know, whether you're serving drinks, whether we're giving the service of concierge, whether you're making their beds, cleaning the bathrooms, it is, in the beginning, overwhelming. In the middle, it's difficult to get yourself down the freeway and finally
tedious.
get parked, and then get in there and start your job. And then at the end, when you leave the specific hospitality industry, it's almost a relief. So that, in general, is the answer to that question. But why do we bag on it? You know, Vegas has some fantastic things to do. It will be here well beyond us. And she adapts. You know, we had that tragic family section, you know, in the 90s where they tried to bring the kids, and that was a disaster because kids don't belong here. You know, and then we went from the mob owning everything to, you know, to the corporations, which was terrible. The mob did a lot better. Now the mob,
true.
Now the mob owns
the good old days
our
when the mob owned Vegas.
trash company. Yeah, yeah. Don't screw around with the mob. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll deliver trash. You know, and now we have a very strange situation. We have welcomed the nerds and millennials, you know, because they're consumer, they have a wallet full of money, sort of.
Even though they don't spend any of it.
Yeah.
Yes, they still gotta try.
That's the problem. There's no more lost leaders. There's no more free buffets. There's no more dollar lobsters. There's no more free shows, although, you know, places like the Planet Hollywood, they give them away like water. But it's changed. And I think the people have changed as well. I think there's a level of classlessness that has ended up here.
Yes.
Because, you know, and I can't blame the Las Vegas Convention Center and their marketing campaigns, which I think are excellent. It's just the consumers. They take this, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and it becomes bastardized at the end. And what happens in Vegas becomes dehumanized is exactly
It's
what
just
should be.
an excuse for doing whatever.
Exactly.
Well, plus what happens in Vegas stays on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all know that's true.
It doesn't stay in Vegas.
Can't do
anymore.
anything
Ever
without a
since-
camera
Yeah.
phone next to you. So
Yeah,
Right.
people come here, and instead of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, it's like, well, let's bring all of our ridiculous shit and leave it in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, let's
You know.
forget about all our morals and values that we have
Yes.
back home,
Yes,
right.
and come and
Honestly-
mile it out in Vegas.
Yeah.
Honestly, when you come out to Vegas, please still continue your manners and your social skills. Don't come out here and be an asshole. Don't come out here and think that you're gonna live
And I
the
think,
hangover.
I think that's more of what we bash on is just kind of the seediness or the shadiness that,
Yeah.
that
Right.
people bring to
Yeah,
Vegas,
it's
like
just-
you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
It's
like
just a lack of
you,
manners.
and you're in
Yeah.
more of the industry,
Yeah,
like
'cause
you said,
I'm-
so you can really kind of.
Yeah, because I've been in the service industry for quite some time now. And
Too long.
Too long, yeah.
You deserve a medal of honor,
like,
bro.
Like
Appreciate it.
we all met in the theater, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
and then we all filtered off to our various industry jobs because that's all there is to do in Vegas.
Yes.
Right.
So
but
then
we
we
all
became-
suffered that customer service hell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's
So we all
just-
became a little bit jaded.
You get,
or,
you get a
know.
little jaded. You get a little worn out
That's-
because you really do deal with the worst of human behavior sometimes because this is really a playground for adults to let out, the worst of their behaviors,
their inhibitions.
Yeah, and so, they're not really, there's a lot of people that just don't come for the experience. They don't want to really, experience the restaurants or the bars or the scenery. They just want to come out
shows.
here, party, get hammered, throw up
Yeah,
all over
wild
the
out.
place, start it all over again, just go on these benders and being like where I'm at, being a server and throughout the city, I always kind of look at it as like you're sort of like designated driver at this frat party that'll never end. So being sober amongst
Right.
all these jackasses that
Yeah.
come to town granted everybody's having fun. I can't bash on having a good time, but you forget that you're still dealing with a lot of people that are out here trying to make a living, and then you're just spitting all over us.
Imagine
And it makes
Mardi
it-
Gras every day.
every
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
every literal day.
Well, basically, I like from what I saw when you were a bartender, right? Because I go visit your lunch break because we both were at the Venetian. We're a Venetian family here. Jamie loves that place. I love that place,
My
quote
favorite.
unquote. Well, this poor guy was at the very Venice bar. Okay,
Right.
every time I was on a lunch break, I'm like, let me go visit this guy. Let me go try to cheer him up.
Did they
'cause
ask you about the gondolas too?
Oh,
No, the gondolas, as they are pronounced by all the regular guests, or the canoe, or the boat ride. Because people, that's exactly what people ask. Yeah, it's just, I mean, the bar that I was at, it was a really cool small bar. It was pretty much a one-man show, which was pretty much me half the day.
Yeah, but it's such a nightmare there, dude.
It was fun. You're kind of your own boss, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're by yourself. So like you saw the layout of my bar. I'm literally surrounded.
You're
by
in the
people.
trenches, bro. You're in the trenches solo.
And you're in one of those bars where everybody. It's sort of the to-go bar. I know it sounds kind of
it's a
weird for
bypass
people
bar.
that aren't from here, but yeah, it's kind of the bar where you can stop by, have a drink in the middle of your shopping, take a drink, to go, as strange as that might seem to people that aren't from here. But yeah, I was kind of just the quick stop, get a drink, or just hang around all day and annoy me kind of bar. But no, I really did love that gig. It's just you really do see the worst parts of people. They come up there, after losing big, in the casino, and somehow it's my fault. And so now they're taking it out on me.
They've already taken out on the dealer.
Then there's
And the
that.
cocktail waitress.
Right. Then there's that combined with the fact that when the corporations took over, they unfortunately in the 1980s there's something called group dynamics, and they had all of that, and we had to do auditions, group auditions to get these jobs, but the problem is like Chris said, he would be a one-man show at a bar. And this throng of people he's trying to hack through. And by the way, it's like Mardi Gras, but it's Mardi Gras. It's like 40 Mardi Gras. Every place you go, there's a new Mardi Gras.
Every bar's like
it's not
that.
just one group
Yeah.
of people.
Right.
Yeah.
But see, the problem is that, and again, Chris, I'm sure you're going to say amen, is you have no support.
Amen.
You have no
Yeah.
support.
No
There's
help.
not- and what I mean by support, I mean in total, you have no staffing because they've cut the budget. You
They're
have no recourse when you actually do have a patron that is acting inappropriately,
Because they're always right.
and you run out of product and nobody to bring it to. The bar backs are gone because it's just
they're
Chris.
lazy.
Oh, I didn't even have a bar back.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
me to get a keg, that was tapped out, I'd have to call my other store downstairs in the casino level, and maybe I'll get a fresh keg in an hour. In the meantime, I got to tell everybody I have no beer, and of course, I'm an asshole for that.
Yeah, and that becomes a vicious circle.
Yeah.
It's like, and you can't, it's a no-win. So by the end of the day, you're exhausted because you've been juggling, the 4 jobs at one time.
Yeah.
And I think that is a perfect example of why we bag on Vegas. Now, I don't think we're bagging on Vegas. I think we're bagging on the owners of Vegas.
Yes.
Individually.
I think we're back on the negative side of Vegas.
Yeah. The thought and the spirit of Vegas, she's still there. She's underneath all the
all the millennial layers.
No, all the
Corporate layers.
Yeah, that dictionary size HR manual that we all are handed, when we're hired.
Yeah.
She's there, but unfortunately she's buried under so many procedural nightmares that
A lot of plastic.
Yeah, a lot of plastic. But no, absolutely. I and that's why. But I think we still have a. How long have you been here, Chris?
Since 99.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
okay,
so-
long enough.
Too long.
Put my
Too
time
long.
in.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
So I think each of us has probably an equal number of great
Yeah.
stories. Meeting friends and doing fun things and everything else. Nobody, most people aren't thrilled with their jobs.
Yeah.
But most people, we're not thrilled with the job itself because who likes to work? But we don't like to work, and then we have all the people that are here not working.
We're covering all their asses.
Yeah, it's just like, well,
the
you're having a bunch of fun with your people, acting a fool, which is fine, but then you're mean to me,
Yeah.
and that's terrible.
And they never tip.
Yeah, and sometimes they're not, especially with all the foodies and everything, the self-entitled, diners in this town.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
we
we got a lot of good restaurants,
but they're so mean. They're
Yeah.
mean. Stop
Yeah,
being mean.
there.
All right.
Well, I think
I think I answered the question.
I think
Yeah,
the one
I-
good thing though for all of us, the one common thing we have is also with all these jobs came great people because we were able to meet a lot of new
Oh, yeah.
people and
Absolutely.
new friends. And that's the one thing that drives me is when I get to a new job, meeting cool people that's on the same page. It keeps me
Right.
going.
Yeah.
Las Vegas is actually a really small town in it.
Oh,
in-
definitely.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so
Definitely.
especially in the industry, casino industries, you meet a lot of good
Yeah.
people that have stuck around. So
Oh,
we love
definitely.
Everybody
Vegas. We
knows
still-
everybody too. You'll
Yeah.
link up with everybody at some point, and like you said, that's one of the better parts of Vegas is that, like Sam said, you'll meet some great friends along the way. I've met these guys 15 odd years ago
Right.
at the movie theater, Brennan Theaters, and here we are still, hanging out still.
Oh, definitely.
And yeah, you link up and you hold on to those people because, like we were just saying, you got people just bashing on you all day, just dealing with that harder crowd. So you hold on to those that are there to support
to back you up.
Yeah, those that can help you laugh or just get through the day. Those are the ones that really make it worth the while. So yeah, it's a really good place to meet, great people. As much as it might seem like we bag on it, there's a lot to love out here.
We'll have some great stories from Felix coming up. We'll interview him a little bit.
Probably.
We're gonna
and one last thing now, and for those of you listening, don't kid yourself. This is not like any other town. What we're talking about, you guys, like a bartender in, I don't know, Connecticut. I always say Connecticut. It's not the same. It's just not the same. Yeah. You take that and you times it by 100.
Like we said, we're not going to Connecticut, thinking you're gonna, live out your wildest dreams.
Oh wait, Chris, you forgot to mention though. You forgot to tell them how you still live in the casino too. Because remember, everyone that's not from Vegas thinks that you live inside the casino.
Oh yeah, no, I live at the Venetian. It just is down below. Yeah, right next to the
right
EDR.
below the gondolas.
Yeah, right beneath the gondolas.
That takes him right to his door.
I think the only other place we'll probably have a hard time too. That's like a touristy place, but maybe be Hawaii. Because that's like a high volume of tourists too, right?
Yeah, but you're going to Hawaii to relax and go to the beach. And
people come to Vegas to relax and go to the beach.
No.
Not so much.
The beach like the club when you can
and
have a drink and watch the girls on bikinis. Yeah,
yeah, because you come to this town to really cut loose, and that's fine. Just don't forget that there's people that are there to
just
that
don't
are
forget all of your
accommodating you.
values.
So just be polite.
Yeah.
Don't forget your mannerisms.
Please be kind. Please be kind. We just asked that.
All right, I think that's good on that topic. So let's get into some nerdy stuff. The nerd alert.
Is it nerdy enough?
Is it nerdy enough?
About to get real nerdy.
Yeah. Let's talk about some Netflix. We got
but no chill, right? Because it's just a bunch of dudes here.
No,
There's no chill.
Just Netflix.
There's nothing wrong with that, but this now.
So we got The Witcher, which is a pretty awesome video game series that I've actually played a lot of. Coming to Netflix as a series. What do you think about that?
I'm pretty excited.
Have you played the game?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still in shock about the fact that you told me that the original person that wrote this didn't take the deal for the games. Do you want to tell them about that?
Sure.
That tidbit?
So this is a series that's basically it's from Poland, and this author, his name was Andrzej Stepkowski. All right, so he created the Witcher novels, and when the game was pitched to him, he was like, "All right, cool, give me the paycheck, do whatever you want with it." And now the game has gone on to make billions of dollars.
Chris was the studios offering royalties,
and this guy has no royalties to these games
because they're like,
really?
no royalties.
They offered to him. He's like, "No, I just want the money first.
Wow.
I don't want to wait."
So, but the cool thing about the series that's coming to TV now is they have got the author on as a backer. So like it's going to be real legit to his original.
It's going to stick to the source.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So the games are not actually based on the writings originally,
I would say the games are absolutely based on his writings.
Okay.
He's just not getting anything from him. So
that sucks.
Yeah, so interesting. I wonder how that deal went down.
But then how do we pick the armor on the show? Like, how do I do that?
Are they going to give us the option to scroll through endless inventory, right?
Choose your own show.
Well, do we know what is it based directly off the games, or is it going to be an all new original story with the same characters?
I don't know that far how they're going to get.
They just announced it for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
kind of like how they announced Zelda as a TV show on Netflix too. Like they announced so much.
Is that real?
Yeah, they're talking about that.
I don't know. Netflix is killing it right now. They
even
put
Dark
some
Crystal,
really good
a
stuff.
10-episode series.
Dark Crystal. That could be cool.
Man.
Yeah, they've been killing it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that series. We also have The Gifted, a Marvel and Fox hookup, kind of based on X Factor. Looks very much like Heroes. I don't know if y'all.
And Bryan Singer's still in it, so I'm scared.
Yeah,
I'm scared because Bryan Singer's still in it.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Don't repeat Heroes.
Okay.
Don't repeat Heroes Reborn. The first season here was awesome.
Hang on, Jamie.
It's the first one.
If you're stuck on a horrible deserted island, who would you pick, Heroes or Lost?
you only got to watch one series.
I love that Lost is a recurring theme on
I
the
have
show.
I have to be stuck on an island with the cast.
We haven't got there yet.
You're stuck watching this show.
Felix, we're gonna
watching the show. Oh gosh.
Would you pick Heroes or Lost?
Nah,
sir?
nothing. Neither.
Why wait, Felix? Have you watched Lost?
I did watch Lost,
Are you a
and
fan?
I enjoyed it. Lost is
Oh
awesome.
yes,
Yes.
I know. Yeah, by the end it was
We're
kind of
fired.
off the rails,
We're
but
all
I
fired
enjoyed
now.
the show. I don't care. It was a lot of fun.
It's okay. We'll just get fired again.
See, the thing that was awesome about Lost is this is before before the whole binge kind of era, so it was fun to speculate week to week. You know,
there were so many different things going on. You could never really guess what was going on in the show.
And granted, now we know that the writers themselves didn't know what the hell they were doing for a while, exactly. But it was still fun to speculate and just kind of like wonder what was going to happen.
Why
next.
is there a polar bear on an island?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just stuff like that. It was just really
pay attention
fun
next week.
Yeah, you know, there's no tuning in next week. Now it's just like, well, I got to watch the next episode. You know, they dropped the whole series on me. So
and you've obviously already heard all the spoilers because trailers or whatever.
And that's what kind of sucks nowadays too, is that like you have to binge it because you can't go online because people on Facebook.
Yeah, the day after somebody's binged it already, and there's already
even if they're minor spoilers, even YouTube has screen grabs of like a spoiler scene. You know, like certain scenes in Logan. I mean, I've seen the movie multiple times now, but not too long after, I'm seeing certain things that like I don't think that should be out there right now.
Well, to get back to the Gifted, what was your opinion on the trailer so far? Do you think it'll have a shot? And how long will it last on Fox? Because Fox is notorious for killing TV shows,
especially sci-fi ones.
What's your opinion, Chris?
This was very meh to me. I don't know. I watched it. I just was like, okay, that just did not really. It didn't really impress me. I didn't really hate it either. It looks fine, but
I'm trying to figure out where it fits in the X-Men universe per se timeline.
There was a line in the trailer that said nobody's heard of the X-Men for a long time or something to that effect. So it's after everybody's been disbanded. There was a little Sentinels. Flash of when the little robots came out. There's like, I don't know, somewhere in the future.
I mean, it's a pretty strong cast actor-wise, but we'll see what happens.
Is it like actually connected to the whole X-Men universe?
It
like, is it really?
It's because it's touched by Singer.
Well,
oh right.
Here's the thing: like in the comic books, X Factor was led by Havoc, right? And he's already been in the movies, and also Quicksilver was in it, and isn't he dead? And then also Multiple Man.
Whoa! Spoilers, sir.
Wait, you're talking about Quicksilver from Avengers, or there's
I don't know. There's so many of them. I don't know. That's why I'm a little
this
confused.
Is kind of where Marvel kind of
because in the trailer they don't really say like who's got what powers or they don't.
Seems
really
like everyone has telekinesis.
I'll play devil's advocate.
That's why I'm saying it looks very.
To be fair,
heroes.
it's only the first trailer, so we'll see what happens.
Sure,
I'll definitely give it a show.
Give it a shot.
Of 3 episodes. I'll give them 3 episodes because I can't give Fox too much because they hurt me. Like especially with, I'm sorry to say this, but with Gotham, I gave them like 2.5 seasons and I ejected. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Why? You've missed out, bro.
What's
actually.
wrong?
Like,
what's
Gotham's
wrong with
better.
Gotham?
They rushed everything out so quick. Like they try to connect all the dots with all the villains for Batman's rogues gallery, and like by the time Batman gets old enough, like how are these villains still young? You know what I mean? And then the time jump for Poison Ivy was so half-assed.
Yeah, it was a little terribly written.
She's a little girl. Okay, this episode. Next episode. Oh, she got hit by green mutation ooze that looks like it's from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
And then she becomes a full-grown woman. And then she starts going around kissing guys, seducing guys.
Well, they couldn't get all seductive with Poison Ivy as a 10-year-old, so they were like, all right, write this in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like...
we need to get a new actress.
And then the Court of Owls. Oh, man. It's killing me.
My thing with Gotham was like in Batman lore, Batman is basically the reason why the villains exist. It seems like in this show they're just creating the villains out of nowhere, and then Batman's not Batman yet. He's still a little kid, so it's just kind of weird. It's sort of going in reverse a little bit.
I feel like if you made it like a show called Gotham, right, and just focus on Gordon, being the cop and the commissioner that he is, like his career and how he runs into some of these bad guys, that's fine. But to kind of rush everything together and try to connect all the dots, it's like, man, far reaching here.
I disagree with you. I think Gotham's getting better as it goes.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
And I think that all these villain reveals and backstories are leading to a point where like they're actually getting into their psychology and why they became villains. I think that's more entertaining to me.
So you're saying that Fisheye Mooney was very important?
Drama. No, she's gone, dude. She was written into.
Yeah, that's kind of why I don't like the first.
All right,
season,
so that's the thing. Like some of these things are obviously written in for TV, and they need to put out some drama and extend episodes, obviously, But I think at the core, like some of these villains and how they got to where they are. That part's interesting.
I'll watch Gotham by like season 30 when he becomes like Batman. So yeah, call me back then.
Dude, he's getting trained by Ra's al Ghul right now. Oh, season 3, bro.
That far?
Well, I think what happened with Gotham is they started out with the plot line that involved the children, and when they realized it got popular and got the good numbers,
yeah,
they were like, shit, we need to move this along.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to watch
Now they're
kids.
too young. Yeah, we want
Yeah.
to see the superheroes.
Nobody
and
wants to watch
supervillains.
Baby Batman, and that particular actor is disappointing. But no, I think that's exactly what happened. So they were stuck in the middle. They had a bunch of kids, and they had a core audience that was growing.
Yeah.
And obviously their production value is great. I mean, I think it looks fantastic. But they were like, oh, God, all right, how do we move this along? So what do we do with Poison Ivy?
Yep.
Hit her
Speed
with,
along. Yep.
hit her
Yep.
with some moves.
Secret
and
ooze.
get some boobs.
Yeah, it's true.
You know.
It's totally true.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
I felt like it was villain of the week when when Dr. Hugo Strange was introduced. He's a really good actor. That the guy who played Hugo Strange.
Yeah.
He did his best, but
B.D. Wong, by the way.
yeah, thank you, sir. But he was really good, but just I felt like he tried his best to deliver, and then like next thing you know, he's creating all these other villains. Like, okay, my biggest gripe was the fact that Fisheye Mooney had the powers of the cuttlefish,
Sure.
and her cuttlefish power allowed her to manipulate people's feelings by a touch. Last time I checked, the cuttlefish power allowed you to be invisible from Jurassic World. So what the hell does cuttlefish do here?
I don't know. Do you
Help
believe
me out
everything
here.
that Hollywood gives you, Sam?
Help me out here. Why isn't Jada Pinkett Smith going invisible all of a sudden?
I don't know. I kind of thought the same thing, but it's Hollywood, man. They just make stuff up.
You
I know.
actually kind of lost me there. What? She has cuttlefish powers.
All right, so yeah, she
Okay.
was basically sent to Arkham Asylum, and Hugo Strange did some weird experiments on her and sequenced her DNA with a cuttlefish or something like that.
Yeah.
So they gave her fish powers, Fish Mooney. They had fish powers. Ha ha ha.
That's really
But-
dumb.
Come on.
Thank you. But the cool
Just,
part was
uh,
Riddler. The Riddler development and Penguin development, I do enjoy.
Yeah, the Riddler's actually.
I do enjoy the Riddler
He's had a
and
really cool episode.
Penguin development. Like that's a good friendship
Duo.
of villains going on there. Like that's
Yeah,
pretty
they just
cool.
had a huge story arc with those two
Yeah.
in the
I might jump back once this
good. I think
past
it's
season
pretty
gets back on Netflix. I might check it out.
It's
'Cause-
better than Arrow.
Yeah.
I'll just say that much.
Well, actually, Arrow got better this week and then next week.
Yeah, at the very last episode.
Yeah.
This whole season's
Yeah, I'm
been
not going
filler.
to sift through 23 episodes
Yeah,
for one or two
yeah,
good
yeah, I'm with
episodes,
you on that.
Oh no,
unfortunately.
I'll give you the cliff notes later on Arrow.
All right,
like-
so let's just bring it back to The Gifted. What do you think?
Yeah, I forgot we started there. Meh.
Meh. I think it looks a little bit like Heroes, but I'll give it
Yeah,
a shot.
I'll give it a chance. I'm
Yeah.
just not
3
super
episodes.
psyched
Yeah.
about it.
Jamie?
Well, I think they're rehashing mutations. I think it's going to be probably a good film. I think it's going to get, it's going to be popular. But I think they're losing even Marvel fans with the, who's mutated,
Kind of oversaturation.
who's mutated and why, and what are they doing about it, and they've renamed the mutants. I mean,
Yes.
they did it in the comics. I know that, but I think for bingers, I think they need to pick a word and run with it. Not gifted, inhuman, mutant. Come on.
Yeah, they got Inhumans coming out, too. A
Yeah.
lot of saturation in that market.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about this like almost 2 years ago. The saturated market.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody loves the superheroes
It's
now,
coming
so
up.
they're just putting them out.
It is almost too
Yeah.
much, though, and they're almost kind of rushing, some things. I feel like Iron Fist, for instance, not the greatest show, and you could definitely tell it felt rushed compared to a lot of other previous, stuff that had come out prior to that.
Well, don't forget, you know what else is dead too right now? Gambit. Like that thing's gone silent.
Did anybody think that was actually going to happen, though? I mean, I like Gambit as a character, but he does not need his own solo film, if you ask me.
I think the thing's dead for good.
They're just reaching for every character now. You got to have
Yeah.
Ant-Man, and you got to have, all the B characters.
Yeah,
But,
if you really,
whatever.
Yeah, if you really think about
I'll-
it, it's
I'll watch 'em all.
amazing that some
Yeah.
of these characters even exist in film. I mean, like Guardians of the Galaxy, for instance, everybody knows who they are now.
Now.
But if you really think about it prior
Beforehand,
to
give
that,
it 5 years ago,
yeah,
nobody
knew
who
who
they were.
Rocket Raccoon
Well,
was.
It's
or-
not even the original team.
It's not. It
Nope.
really isn't.
Well, the Marvel guys though admitted it was
It was a stretch, right?
roll of the
Yeah.
dice.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
They just waited for their numbers to come back that first day. They were scared to death.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
but they were really lucky with the director though.
No, they did a great job. I
James
love
is
that
amazing.
movie.
Tim Gunn?
Yeah, Tim Gunn.
James Gunn.
Bazinga. All right. So,
Oh, wait a minute, Bazinga. I don't know if you. We were talking about kids and Gotham. Starting with kids and then going towards the adults. Did you guys see the trailer for Young Sheldon?
Is
All
there
the
a
trailers
trailer?
already
I heard
out?
about it.
Yeah.
I heard about the spin-off, but
Is
I
it a
didn't
TV
see it.
series?
Chuck
Oh,
Lorre,
my
who I
goodness.
have a great deal of respect for, I think is a fantastic
This is a
developer
great
and
idea.
writer. I saw the trailer. It's actually on CBS now.
Okay.
And a long trailer, 5 minutes. They have all these trailers. They have SWAT
Whoa.
and SEAL Team and all kind of stuff.
Oh, all the new shows that's coming out next
Mhm,
season.
yeah.
All right.
So
cool.
Young Sheldon,
Interesting.
and it's did a VO with Jim Parsons.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Who's the kid? Anybody?
You know,
know?
I don't know the
Yeah.
actor. He was good. He was really good. But I don't know. I don't know. It's kid driven. Whereas, like, for example, Matt LeBlanc is in a show called Man with a Plan, and it's his show, and he has kids.
Yeah.
Whereas this show it's little Sheldon, and everybody else are
His friends and
exactly.
their background characters.
So
right?
I don't know. It's pretty
Interesting.
It seemed funny.
I
don't know.
Sheldon is like just like my brother, so I'm thinking like my brother as a kid in the TV show. That's got to be gold, you know.
Yeah.
I'll watch it then. I'll
watch
give it a
it.
shot.
I gotta go look up that
Yeah.
trailer now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know
Clever.
that was out. That sounds interesting.
All right, so on the interesting note, we get a little sciencey right now. There was a transplant. Yeah, so they 3D printed the ovaries of a mouse, and they had this whole transplant of the
Yep.
ovaries.
Yep, they
with
tested it out.
This kind of a gelatin 3D printing of an ovary, and they actually got this mouse to give babies with this
She gave birth, and it worked.
bioorganic ovary. So this could eventually lead to humans maybe being able to do that too.
Yeah,
And getting rid of all the organ
print
donors.
our body parts.
Yeah, along with replacing our bodies because you can.
Oh,
cut
but
your
don't
head off,
forget
right?
though, they're gonna charge you arm and a leg, literally,
Ah.
for the body
I
parts.
see what you did there.
Thanks, guys. I'll be here all week.
So you
Yeah,
can-
but you know the far right's going to go nuts. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I don't know if
obviously this is like step one of 1,000 to get to that point.
Yeah.
But the future capabilities of that kind of science is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember they did the cloning experiment successfully. They've done it many times since, but
With the sheep?
with
Dolly?
the sheep Dolly.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I believe Dolly's. I think they've had generational cloning. I think
Dolly's had a baby or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. The far right's going to come out of the woodwork and
Be like, oh my god,
Are they gonna have time with everything else going on right now? Will they make
They're a
time?
little
for
busy.
this? I think their plates are kind of full right now, right?
No. The far right, they're hiding. They're hiding with the Republicans in the Senate. Oh my God, no. But I think they are. I think the religious right is going to just be all over that. Although it was a mouse.
Yeah, it
but-
was a mouse. It's
sounds-
always step one. You gotta do
Yeah.
animals. But to be able to actually 3D print an organ, or that's pretty amazing
It's
to me.
amazing.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds amazing, but thinking like Vegas standards, I'm just thinking, okay, that just means that they're gonna start printing extra
Livers.
livers and
Yep, I
kidneys
was
for all
there
these
for you.
stupid partiers.
yeah.
Woo!
drink away. We can just print you a new liver.
I'm gonna get new kidney. I'm gonna get new liver and get drunk now.
You ever seen the movie Repo Man?
Yes.
All right, yeah.
First thought.
The government
First
gives
thought. Yep.
transplants to
Mhm.
people who need them, and then
Yeah.
they just take them back when you can't pay for them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds
Jude
about
Law.
It's gonna
Jude
happen.
Law,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Jude
Great
Law.
book, by the way, too.
And Forrest
Oh, was it
Whitaker.
Yeah. Yeah, Repossession Mambo
You know,
was the book.
I'm all for it as long as I mean, we're killing ourselves every place else.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we can get a mouse to help us, survive,
Sure.
go for it.
They've printed like ears on top of mouses and
Yeah.
mice and so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Could be the future.
But we still can get a lightsaber. I'm just saying.
I still want my
Or-
hoverboard.
Yeah, where's my hoverboard?
Yeah.
I agree.
They
We're-
have, they have
freaking-
hoverboards.
Yeah,
No, but
the-
legit.
No, I want
not
the one
way
from
we
the-
want.
yeah,
No, the
Back to the
maglev.
Future.
No, the maglev ones. Yeah.
Like-
Well, no,
yeah.
these guys want that pink Mattel.
I want the one from Mattel.
They want,
yeah.
they want the bright
That's-
pink one
I want that
from Back
hoverboard.
to the Future.
Nice.
The exact one.
Nice.
The one that Tony Hawk faked us out on.
Oh,
You ever see that video?
I'm still mad.
Yeah.
at
that was funny. All right, that's it for the nerd alert. I think we're moving on to Las Vegas 3.
Is that mine?
Jamie, you're not jumping
All
on
right.
that one.
Las Vegas 3. We Las Vegas has I'm bagging on Vegas again.
Yeah. Start away.
We're joining the cities like Chicago and New York with our law enforcement problems. However, I have an opinion about this. It's not going to be popular. I'm going to get a lot of calls on this one.
We'll back you up.
Las Vegas, no, you won't. Not on this one. Las Vegas police recently tasered and then put a chokehold on a carjacking suspect who was, now it's being claimed that he was mentally ill. He subsequently died.
Oh.
Yeah. It wasn't, as it came out, I don't know if this is true. It's alleged that the officer tasered him 7 times. Now, there are certain tasers where you can't. I mean,
You only get one deploy.
yeah, it would
right?
take him 3 hours to taser him 7 times. There are other tasers that are hand to body,
Right.
not shot.
handheld. You just jab
Yeah.
him with it, right?
And that could be a problem. But I don't believe the Las Vegas police are issued those.
I don't believe so either.
Because they need distance between them and the suspect. Now, I don't know that I believe that completely. However, obviously this is a really prevalent problem in our society today. The opinion that I have is that the person was committing a crime. He was in the middle of carjacking. We'll say allegedly, but that he was carjacking someone. And he was playing the game, and he decided to commit a crime, and he got tasered and choked out and died. Well, that he died, okay. I think the police department probably has a liability to the family to a point. But I don't have any sympathy for them. It's rare that the police discharge their weapon, discharge their tasers, use force when it isn't necessary. Now, I have seen some. I saw one, it was, again, probably Chicago, where the guy was running away, and the police officer plugged him. And that's a problem. That's a systemic problem and a procedural problem. But this guy, a carjacker who was assaulting the police, and he just so happened to die. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
If you and people always are saying, well, he just had a knife, or he just had a this. You know what? I challenge anybody to look at a man running at you with a knife, and what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Especially if you're a
That's
cop,
right, That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And even if he's running at you with nothing, how many times have you read stories about a man who kills somebody with a punch, a kid?
Just the other day.
Whatever.
Just the other day in Vegas.
Exactly.
A man died from a punch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, if you play the game, if you get
got to
in
know
there,
the rules.
Yeah,
and accept the consequences.
If you bring a knife to a gunfight, well, too bad for you.
Yeah, you're not, unless you're really fast.
And I'm also of the opinion that police officers, if they have to do that, if they have to pull their weapon, shoot to kill, keep shooting until he's dead. That's the way I feel. That's the way I would do it. If I got this nutbag running at me with a whatever, and he's running at me and my family or whatever, I'm going to shoot, and I'm going to shoot, and I'm going to shoot until that clip is out and that guy is done running at me. And you know what? I'll deal with it afterwards. So there you go.
Well,
start calling now.
I don't know. I don't know the details. You're probably the one that first mentioned this to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree. If you are carjacking somebody, you got to know what the consequences are. Whether that's jail, whether that's when the police come up on you, don't resist. I mean, that could happen.
It's just you got caught, dude. So
don't break the law. And I kind of agree to some extent, just because I've been a victim of having my car stolen twice. Actually, once from my own home, once from the parking lot at the Palms. My apartment's been broken into. So yeah, I'm sorry. Grant, I don't know the full details of the story, so I'm not going to try to touch on that too much. But yeah, if you're going to put yourself in a situation where you're going to try to just break the law, just don't, or just be ready to accept what consequences happen. If you can't, the old saying, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
And the other thing that amazes me, and I think it's great that communities they jump together. But the problem is what they never mention. They always say the black community or the Hispanic community or the white community. They always band together, and damn the police. But unfortunately, that's not fair. But they forget to think, do you want this individual who carjacked somebody, who broke into Chris's apartment, who stole Chris's truck, do you want him to represent your community? Are you telling me that he represents your community and the sorrow that you're feeling on camera and making sure you're on camera is for him, or is it for Chris? See, that's the problem. This person doesn't represent your community, and yet you're banding together.
You're backing him up.
Yeah, because of the evils of the police.
Right.
Well, do
you're
you
misguided there, right?
Do you support, for whatever reason, him having a gun and shooting? No.
For me personally, I'm backing the blue, dude. I'm always gonna back up the police. Like, that's my support.
Yeah, because their job sucks. I'll tell you what. Chris is a bartender, and they suck more. It's horrible.
Yeah,
because they see the true inhumanity. They're coming after me for sure.
Okay,
moving on. We have a tremendous number of Asian themed rooms and casinos and entire hotels. Adam just worked at the newest Lucky Dragon.
Lucky Dragon, yeah.
Very small.
It was very small. It was really nice. Had a
very nice.
great dragon chandelier in the middle.
Cool. Oh, cool. Yeah. Terrible location.
Oh yeah, it's a bad spot. It's a bad spot.
So I wish them the absolute best. I think they've done great as far as what they look like, but it's a terrible location. There is another one coming, and it is the property that used to be the Echelon. That's all boarded up now. Fountain Blue, Echelon, that whole.
That sounds familiar. Where's that
at? North on Las Vegas, on the west side. Past as you're approaching the Stratosphere, but not there yet.
Oh, okay.
The Sahara Hotel. Right. Yeah. There is a gaming group out of China. It's called the Genting or Henting Group, and it's a conglomerate of Asian businesses that bought this entire thing, and we're going to make a beautiful resort. Well, it got put off, and they just put it off again. The reason I brought this up is we have a lot of Asian money here, and
a lot.
Yeah, and so a lot of our corporations are not U.S. based. So a lot of this gambling money and a lot of our revenue that comes into Vegas leaves Vegas. And I think that's one of the problems we have is with the corporations is that poor Chris is out there slinging drinks with no help, and because the corporations slash their budgets because all the money's leaving Las Vegas. So, but I don't know. It looks terrible. Have you guys been down there?
Which one?
The Echelon, what used to be the Echelon of Fountain Blue. No, that was terrible. In fact, they just spent, I think I saw, they spent $500,000 for an outdoor facade to to be placed in front of it, so they can take down the gates that are in disrepair. Yeah. $500,000 just to cover it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
They got to revitalize that area. Huh?
Yeah. So I don't know.
There was a lot of money that was supposed to go into that area that got pulled back. So it's been it's been a few years since it's been.
It's not a good area either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what it's right across the street from. I apologize. Encore. It's right across the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that eyesore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know the one.
Yes.
It's just a hole in the ground.
Yeah. Oh crap.
Yeah. So
good times. Good times.
Yeah.
We're not bagging on Vegas, guys. We actually live here, so we're trying to. It's sometimes things are eyesore in Vegas like forever.
Right.
You see there. It's like just
Right.
Yeah.
And lastly, in the Las Vegas 3, comedy used to be huge here in Las Vegas. And I'm pretty confident in saying used to. I don't. Have you guys been to a comedy club lately? I haven't.
The South Point's got a pretty pretty good comedy club that I've seen Ralphie May once or twice.
Nice. Yeah,
I know we have a guy, kind of a friend of a friend, Gooch, who does a lot of radio and comedy. He's
hilarious.
South Point.
Yeah, great guy.
But other than that, like comedy's kind of
the last comedy-ish show I've been to was the Zombie Burlesque and then Army of Darkness.
Right, it's kind of more like variety shows, kind of on the strip, right?
Zombie Burlesque is fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's a small, terrible show, but it's fantastic.
It's so good though. It's so terrible, but so good. I really enjoy the little intimate atmosphere in there, dude.
Terrible, but good.
And the vampire, the lead vampire chick, she's hot.
Adam, you should go.
Yeah, it's good.
Find a Groupon. Right, we'll go, dude.
I'm down. Let's
go.
$20.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Go on a timeshare thing. They'll give it to you for free.
Nice.
But there are two comedy clubs in town that I use as a reference. One is Brett Garrett has one.
Yes.
From what's that?
Everybody
Loves Raymond.
Called Dirty. It was not his call, but another one is Dirty at 12:30. I think that is.
That's South Point.
That's South Point.
Yeah, that's South Point.
And another one called The Stool, which I think is a terrible name.
Barstool.
The bar, they should have called it the Barstool. But I don't know. I love to watch stand-up comedy on Netflix and all the other things. But I don't think we're getting the big ones. I don't think we're. I mean, now I have to correct myself. Dave Chappelle was just here on May 4th
on Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, was it 4th or 5th?
Fifth. Cinco de Mayo.
All right.
Really?
And of course that was quite a coup. I mean, especially for as good as his work is right now. But I don't know. I think
they always have don't they have the Kings of Comedy that can roll by and Daniel Tosh is always in town.
Well, from time to time we get
times.
the Mirage sometimes book the good ones.
Yeah, the Mirage has some good stuff. I've seen Dane Cook a couple of times.
Oh, Chris. What's what's his name? Delia.
Delia, yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Delia,
He came here a few times.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah, he's funny.
He was good.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
funny.
man, his accents, the transitions, smooth. This guy is so smooth.
Yeah.
But that answers my question. I was asking you guys if comedy was suffering here, but I maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just underground kind of.
Maybe a little more underground.
Yeah.
Well,
we
didn't-
don't really. I know much about comedy scene as I know about the music scene.
Well, I know there was
so,
two residents comedian for the longest time, Rita Rutner and Louis Anderson. Yeah, they were here for the longest time.
long
and then,
time. And Seinfeld is does his biannual thing at
Yeah.
Caesars, and
and then we still have Carrot Top too, right?
We
Or
have
his
Carrot
more
Top.
variety show.
well, Carrot
Top's
Top
still
and
around.
Penn and Teller, they're classic Vegas.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't seen. Well, Kevin Hart was here one time. Brought his thing there. And of course, that was at MGM Grand, our biggest auditorium.
Sure.
But I that's good to hear because I thought it was pretty dead. But
I think it's slowly getting there. I think it's slowly getting revived. Like it's getting more and more
They're
popular.
here all the time. I think Joel McHale was here recently at the Treasure Island. I saw Joe Coy there recently.
Oh, nice.
Also.
Oh, I
was
did that.
Yeah,
I saw
actually,
it.
didn't-
Funny.
yeah, I didn't actually get to watch the show, but I park at Treasure Island every now and then when
He's
I
got
go
a
to
new
work.
Netflix
his
special.
Netflix
It's
special
so
is just
funny.
Yeah,
hysterical.
he's
I like
hilarious.
Joe.
And
Yeah.
he seems like a really cool guy because he was actually hanging out outside the auditorium, just like
Okay.
taking pictures with people as they're waiting in line to go see him. So,
Yeah.
he
Nice.
seems like a really cool, down-to-earth type of guy.
That's great. That's great. Well, enough about all this.
Yeah, that's
Adam, let's
pretty
talk
good.
about Chris.
Chris.
Oh, yay.
What's going on, man?
Not much, man.
Happy
What's
birthday,
going on?
man.
Thank you, sir. Just sitting
We've
here
known each other
getting
for
old.
like half our
Forever?
lives.
Forever now.
Yeah, if you really want to say it like that, that's very
we
true.
all know each other's drink strength and drink weaknesses.
Yeah.
So we all know how to get each other's back.
Apparently, they're all just
Yeah,
weaknesses
we're
now.
old though. We don't really drink much anymore.
I mean, yeah. Then the drinks come every now and then, but it's not like Adam's old, crazy party days.
No. we had some good times, some good parties.
I hate cinnamon for life. That helps.
Agreed. I can't drink anything cinnamon anymore.
Anything with gold flakes in it or aftershock. Is that stuff still even around anymore?
No doubt, I'm sure.
It's
It's
disgusting.
there. Yeah.
What was
I
your-
think it's
What was your drinking choice in the heydays, Jamie?
Jamie
Oh,
doesn't
I don't
drink.
drink.
You don't know Jamie very
never.
well, do you?
Yeah.
Straight edge over here, bro.
No drinking.
Nothing wrong with straight edge. I'm not judging.
Although on the last episode, did you guys listen? Did you guys?
I haven't caught that one yet.
Yeah.
Actually,
Carla, she was right. She
Shouldn't
she
say
ordered
that.
a bourbon milkshake at the Brooklyn Bowl, and she gave me a taste of it, and that's
Yeah, like,
that's
it's terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was immediately drunk.
No, thank you.
Wow.
Wait, you weren't hooked by the milkshake?
No, I was immediately drunk. I went wild.
Obviously,
Did you wake
Chris
up
didn't make it.
shirtless
no,
in Vegas? Wait, you're drunk when you wake up next to Denny's with your Grand Slam breakfast for $100, right?
For $100 on the strip, right?
Or just a random cheeseburger wrapper
Oh
on
my
your
God. I forgot to
chest?
tell you, we were gonna make that joke last week because we were at Neonopolis and we were by that Denny's, with the one with the wedding. I'm
Yeah.
like, well,
Yeah.
Adam, if it gets bad, we can just
Yeah.
go in for a Grand Slam.
Yep. Couple $100 for a wedding and a grand slam. Boom.
Yeah, Chris, we need to get you the pancake wedding cake
Yeah.
thing and
Yeah,
make it a
let's
birthday
do
cake.
it, man. Yes. Pancake is still a cake. I'll take it.
So give us a breakdown of how you got here. We obviously started at Brendan Theaters. And
Yeah. That was my first job, first real job at Brendan Theaters at the Palms. That's where I met these two guys. I think I was 15 when I first got hired there.
You mean you were innocent?
Yeah, I still had my innocence. I was still the shy, little quiet kid. I think I've kind of come full circle where I'm a little bit more reserved, because I went through my little bartender,
you got
crazy
to learn to
days.
talk to people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we had a lot of fun times back there. We all, definitely had a mutual, love of movies and entertainment in general. So, we all clicked right away.
Plus, we have the mutual love of trying not to kill all the customers.
Yeah.
That was mutual love.
That's kind of your first introduction into seeing the seedy types of people.
Right? Working at theater was your first introduction to what we call the shit-eating grin. We used to stand there just smile the whole time, like, yeah,
Well,
sure.
You learn early on that people just want shit for free.
Yep.
Yes.
You want to shut them up, give them something for free.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, a lot of customer service just goes with that nowadays, just to shut the customer up. Well, here's a free meal.
Right.
Come back. We just don't want to
It's
deal
not
with
the
you now.
customer's always right. It's that we don't want to deal with you anymore.
And I'm going to
so-
say it right now, that is the biggest crock of shit ever. I apologize. The customer is not
Dude,
always right, because that
say what you
literally
want.
translates to saying that the customer could tell me that the sky is red. And
And you'd be like,
I'm
yes,
wrong.
sir.
It's like, no, you're
Here's your
absolutely
free
right.
buffet.
Yeah. So, and I'm sorry. I believe in customer service. I believe in taking care of people. I love taking care of people. I genuinely do, as much
You've
as
worked in customer service your entire life.
yeah,
right?
I mean, I
So-
pretty much have, and I really do genuinely enjoy giving people a great experience. But I'm sorry, just those people that come in here just to take advantage, looking for a free ride
The
or
entitled
free
folks?
whatever. Yeah,
They're so horrible.
these self-entitled people that come into town, they're the ones that really ruin
Well,
it for people.
Jamie has a few, right? When you face the entitled folks.
Oh, sure.
That's pretty much everybody, right?
How's your,
Every day,
how's your
yeah.
special?
Yeah, pretty much.
How's your specialty of handling the entitled folks? How did you go about
You know,
it?
I was the podcast friend Julia. Hi, Julia. She'll attest to this.
Hi,
that
Julia.
I became
Hi,
an
Electra.
expert at Electra. Right? I became an expert at figuring out the quickest way to make the person go away.
Ooh,
You know,
nice.
I was
Move
able
on
to
to the next.
I was able to read the person quickly enough and provide just enough to make them go away. And I'm talking about the bad people. You know, good people, like Chris said. You know, obviously you try to take care of them. And they're so few and far between that that the good ones, we really took care of.
Oh yeah.
And we absolutely we'll do this, we'll do that. You know,
You
but
get to know the regulars and the ones that
Yeah.
deserve
Yeah.
your Las Vegas hospitality.
yeah, but I could determine, very quickly what to do. And we as a concierge, we dealt with commissions, and so certain places gave us higher commissions. So to answer your question, basically what I would do is I had that list of commissions in my head, and I'd just go right to, oh, wouldn't you love this, instead of that, and and of course, all the headliners like Madonna back when and Britney and everything else. Yeah, unless they had the money, we couldn't do anything. We had to go ticket broker.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, Chris, you spent a lot of time bartending.
I did.
Yeah.
That's one of the gigs I had later down the line after Brennan Theaters.
Did you go to school for it?
I did actually. Yeah,
you?
we went to. I don't even remember the name of the school. It's not around anymore. But it was just about a month's worth of.
Sounds
just
like a Vegas
hands-on
story.
training.
The school you
Pretty
went
much
to doesn't exist anymore.
Doesn't exist anymore. Yeah,
Kind of like a lot of my other fellow friends that are dealers.
Uh-huh.
I talk to them. Hey, what school did you go to? It's not here anymore. Dude.
Yeah, a lot of
It's
things
gone.
like
I
you
never
guys
went to
mentioned a
dealer
while
school,
back.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, a lot of things they just kind of come and go. That's
Yeah.
with a lot of things
You
in
didn't
this
go
town.
to dealer school?
I did not.
Really?
I learned on the job
And you broke in?
in Mesquite.
Oh shit!
They threw me on a blank table, and I pitched cards for hours at a time.
Wow.
Nice.
And then they throw me on a blackjack table. Here you go. Open your own account.
So, so they gave you a gig because they enjoyed your pitching.
No, they gave me a gig because my dad worked there.
Yeah.
And I was a good-looking white kid at 21. So
Yeah.
Oh
I
wait,
got that
so
job.
it's a Vegas lifestyle. You knew someone that knew somebody.
That's right.
That's exactly.
The first
That's one
time,
thing.
the first time I had to
Vegas.
deal pie gow, I had never done it before in my life. It's a good thing I knew some poker hands.
On the fly.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Had you-
I mean, I had the
nice.
boss
Did
over
you
my
play
shoulder.
it? Had
but
you played it before?
I think at that time I
Yeah.
had played a few
Yeah.
hands. Yeah. But yeah, throw you the wolves. That's how they do it.
Oh, it's terrible. I
Yeah.
broke in. I dealt 2 days, by the way.
Yeah?
Susan,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But I dealt 2 days. I broke in at the Golden Gate.
Okay.
A shit hole.
Yeah. Nice.
Quarter
This
craps.
is downtown, yeah.
Quarter craps. The-
I'm sorry. Did you say quarter?
quarter.
Quarter craps.
Yeah. 25-cent craps.
Nice.
Oh, it's horrible.
5,000
Wow.
times
Yeah,
odds.
80-year-old drunken cigar smoking dudes,
All day long.
Yeah, at 8 in the morning
On
playing
$20.
quarter craps.
So
Oh,
so you get a medal of valor. You get a medal of honor. You guys survived.
nah, Chris gets it. Bartender.
No, so how many times have you had to cut somebody off?
Yeah, surprisingly enough, not as much as you would think where I was at because I'm not exactly the dive bar. Like I said, I was kind of the mall bar. So, I mean,
You had
you
the
can,
transients.
Yeah, you can act plenty of fool in the mall, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But
Before they
yeah,
kick
there
you
was
out.
only just a handful of times where I had to cut people off, whether they were just straight up dicks to me or dicks to other customers. And I'm sorry, I just have no tolerance for people who just can't behave
being an
themselves.
asshole.
Yeah, there was like one particular time. I had a really cool couple. They were hanging out with me. They're sitting at my bar. We're just chit chatting, whatever. And this other couple, drunk, obnoxious, just got out of a show. And so, of course, that's the immediate red flag for any bartender. You see them, how their behavior is like, okay, well, let's take it slow with them.
Like it's concert night. I know there's some crazies coming
Yeah,
out.
it was a typical weekend, whatever. But yeah, they sit next to the other quiet couple, and they seemed fine at first. I gave them like one drink, just kind of feel them out. Nothing too crazy. And next thing I know, they're both fighting. They said something just inappropriate to the other couple, and like it just offended them that they wanted to leave. And so my good customers that I was enjoying their company, they end up wanting to leave really upset because this obnoxious couple is over here being rude to them and from where they were from. I remember hearing the one thing they said was like, oh, well, go back to where you came from. And I'm sorry, I have absolutely zero tolerance for people who just have, no respect of other people's cultures, where
Their
they're
ignorance?
from. Yeah, just ignorance
Yeah.
like that. I just have no tolerance for. So I'm like, out. get the hell away from my bar. And of course, she came back trying to argue with me, all drunk and whatnot, and it was just. I'm sorry. Sober as a bird and angry me is not a good person to confront.
In Nevada, you can refuse service to anybody.
You should have pulled one of those like, good day. Yeah. I said good day to you.
I was kind of laughing at her really most of the time because she's like, I'm a wealthy woman.
You don't know who I am,
here
right?
on vacation. I'm like, congratulations. Yeah. Super don't give a shit. Get the hell away from my bar. I don't care. And so just it's stuff like that I really kind of just cut people off. I've rarely had the time where I've had the drunk, obnoxious people where I've had to cut off. I mean, there was a couple times here and there, but it's nothing too memorable.
Gotcha.
It's just like, dude, go eat something. Food courts are right there. Just go away from me.
Literally around you is the pretzel stand. It's right there.
Yeah, I've offered people too. I was like, hey, dude, you want me to go get you a pretzel? Just please just chill out, calm down. Like I said, I'm very hospitable. I love taking care of people. Yeah. It's just when you act ignorant and when you try to step on my shoes.
Don't cross the line.
There's a certain line. Just chill out, man. Have a good time. Just don't be a dick. That's all I ask.
That's should be a life motto.
Here's one question I have because it's the one running question we have for all our guests that work in the industry. How did you prep yourself as a bartender, like before your shift? Like, was there like something to help calm and center you before you
Marilyn
began?
Manson or
a lot
something?
of meditation. No,
a lot of Godsmack, Lamb of God.
That's what I was saying.
Honestly, yeah, I kind of would sometimes. I mean, I tried. I'm a big metal fan, if you, you guys have known. But like, I actually for a while I kind of turned off the metal because it would just feed into that adrenaline. And so whenever, of course, somebody
did you turn to Enya? Did she save you?
No, it's surprisingly a lot of jazz. Jazz is very therapeutic.
Dude, I'm not
that new Linkin Park stuff.
I'm not
going to go that far.
Like seriously, jazz. I agree with you. Jazz is really good.
It's calming. Classical music, just some slower, just kind of jams. So like you really do need to kind of take a moment, just take that deep breath, and just kind of.
Because for me, the drive from work to the Venetian or Palazzo, 91.5 jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to get through the traffic too. Like
what I'm saying, that music
argument.
Help keeps you calm to embrace the day and the shift itself because it's such a fucking monster.
Yeah. Like one thing that I do too, which is probably not really allowed, but I work at the Venetian, but I park at Treasure Island because our employee garage is awful and I don't want to do that. And getting off of there is terrible. So I tend to take the 10-15 minute walk from Treasure Island to the Venetian, and I have no problem with that. Every time somebody asks me, why do you do that? It's because I need that time to gather my thoughts and mentally prepare myself.
Well, and more to the point, when there's a special event at the Venetian, you could be in the garage after work for another hour.
If there's any sort of big convention in town at the Sands Expo, you're screwed. Yeah. And especially the times that I would get out at between 4 and 6 o'clock is basically employee rush hour, where all the maids of the building are leaving. Oh my God.
In their dually trucks.
And they come out in waves and they are brutal. Man. They will run you over. Yeah. It is no joke.
And after an 8-hour shift or plus,
you'll be stuck in the garage.
It's the last thing you want to deal with.
Spend another hour sitting in your car waiting for people.
There was one a New Year's Eve that I worked actually when we finally shut the bar down around 1 a.m. I probably got home around 4 or 5 a.m. because I spent about 2.5, 3 hours in our garage just trying to get out.
Makes sense.
See, I didn't put in gear grinders, but we can imprompt that right now as sitting in parking lots after concerts.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But awful. You're right about the maids. You're right about the maids. It's like man. Well, I did the 5 to 1 shift, so wasn't bad. But it's like the Despicable Me minions.
Oh yeah, dude. It's like a zombie apocalypse. They all rush into the elevator, and it's like, can you give me some space, please?
Time to go.
Yeah.
Well, what's worse for me is like I'm standing there and I'm like just trying to like transform myself to like smaller person.
Think smaller, Sam.
Right?
Smaller.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, dude, can I get some breathing room here?
Like, it's just so bad. Like, have you ever seen the movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas from the 90s? Sure. Where he's sitting in traffic at the very beginning, he just gets out of his car. Like, that's how I feel sometimes. Like, I'm going home. Bye. Like,
that was a really good reference. I like that. That's a really good reference.
I think that's just if you really just want to see a man just like on the verge, like that. I've been there like, just a couple times. Nice. I've never launched a bazooka in the traffic, though. I've thought about it.
I think we all have. Most definitely. So, working at the Cosmo now, yes?
Yeah, I'm also currently at the Cosmopolitan Hotel right now at Momofuku, our new David Chang restaurant right now.
How's that going?
Say that again?
Momofuku.
Okay.
Yes, it's not. I can swear on this. I've heard you guys cuss. It's not Momo, fuck you. That's one guess
what do you get?
to tell me.
Tell us all the bad pronunciations.
This rich guy.
Yeah.
All right, so
obviously
I've been scolded from my potty mouth before, so I apologize if I just get out of hand.
We're good on that
now.
You're fine here. You're in a safety nest here.
Yeah, I apologize, Chai, if this offends your ears. But yeah, no, just the rich kind of, like big execs that come in sometimes, they like to throw their money and just, their attitude around.
Show big dog.
Like, yeah. So, so where we at? We're at Momo fuck you.
So they come in like this.
Yeah, like he would come up to me. So how do you say it again? I was like, Momofuku. He's like, oh, Momo fuck you. I'm like, that's not what I said. No, just like. Just these assholes that come in here. Yeah, it's that kind of crap. But whatever. But it's it's a really good place. I like it. It's really cool. Just like nicer nicer restaurant overall. Really good.
How would you
ambiance.
explain the cuisine for our listeners?
Korean, Japanese, American fusion. It's a big mix of things. We have some pretty gourmet ramen dishes. Just regular chicken dishes and just classic little small plates. Raw bar oysters. You have some sashimi in there. It's just a bigger mixture of
It's
just
not tapas style, right? Though.
not tapas style necessarily, but there are some smaller plates. They do encourage family style dining, so you can try a little bit of
And
everything.
you guys have bows there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the tables they kind of rotate, so you can everybody can share the plate.
Oh, they have the lazy Susan in the middle.
Yeah. So it's
Keep it
they
Asian.
very
style.
much encourage that family style dining.
Nice.
But it's really good stuff. It definitely has that bumped up price as anything does on the strip.
Yeah, you have to.
But it's a really cool spot. Definitely
then
recommend checking it out.
Is the dessert place in there or is it next to each
The
other?
Milk Bar, which is cooperating with
I've been
Momofuku.
there.
Yeah, it's delicious.
That's good.
Delicious
Good?
stuff.
That's
honestly.
painful. Yeah.
The price kind of scared me. I saw the price for cookies. I'm like,
It's
that's
like
kinda
$5 a
expensive.
cookie.
But they're delicious.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
yeah.
I mean-
It is the milkshake that in Pulp Fiction. It says $5 shake.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, since you said that, I'll give it a shot.
They have this thing called cereal milk, which is our version of soft serve, where the concept behind it is basically, that you try to get that leftover milk flavor of your cereal.
Yeah.
So it has that little subtle
Interesting.
sweetness to it, and then of course the fat kid in me likes to order it with crunch flakes and
Oh,
fudge,
yeah.
and
Nice.
it's delicious stuff.
Oh, my
so
God.
yeah,
Okay,
some real good
so
stuff.
All right.
my question to you for being there now, how much have you toured the menu? How much have you accomplished on the
For
menu?
myself, to be honest with you, I haven't had as much. I mean, we do have our sample tastings here and there, but if
Do you
you
guys
have,
do like a shift or family meal at all?
oh, we do have family meal, yeah. So and they actually do some pretty cool stuff, here and
Nice.
there. The chefs will actually whip up some pretty decent meals every now and then. We'll get.
Have you met David Chang yet?
I have not had the privilege yet, but I hear he's
Gotcha.
a pretty cool guy. But probably a little bit intense too, because he's extremely passionate about his
Yeah,
food.
I seen him on what was that? Mind of a Chef. Seems pretty cool, dude.
Oh yeah? He's very, very passionate about his food, and you can definitely tell it trickles down to a lot of the chefs there because they are just all about creating a perfect craft. So you screw one thing up, they will let you know, and it's pretty scary sometimes.
That's cool, dude.
But no, it's a fun gig. It gets pretty intense, but it's a cool place to be. We got a great view of the strip. Just overall, just very cool place worth checking out. If you're curious in any sort of like Asian cuisine at all, it's definitely worth making a stop.
And
by.
so, how did you get the job? Because you're obviously not Asian.
Because I know somebody. Not Asian.
Who did you sleep with to get there?
I've been happily married for a few years now, sir. So don't take me there. I see what you're doing, Sam. But no, my manager there, she was also a manager at the Venetian over at Canyonita Mexican Cantina, which is my other job.
that sounds more like it.
So yeah, that's my there's my roots right there, Mexican food. But yeah, no, I got the job through my manager there. So
That's cool.
she hit me up once that place found its footing and got it established. So yeah, I'm juggling both jobs right now, but I do enjoy both. It's a lot of work in the middle of the week, pulling a few doubles here and there, but it's a worthwhile experience. I get more freedom.
Living the
this way.
dream.
Yeah,
For
if you want to call
both
that.
for both gigs between the Cantina and Momofuku, which customers are more fun?
I don't know if fun is the word.
Neither
which,
of
one,
them.
which one are more
Wrong question.
tolerable?
I think
which ones
more tolerable is exactly what you're
That's
looking
funny.
for. That is two completely different demographics.
Fill us
Momofuku,
in.
you'll get a lot of executives, a lot of big wigs. They'll come into town.
Any
people there to
hipsters or
spend money.
millennials?
You do have your foodies. I just had a couple foodies the other day. They're very nice guys, but he had the cool little twirly stash and everything, and he mentioned Yelp right away. Of course.
Did he have his camera
can we-
phone out
can
the
we-
whole
Of
time?
course.
Can we get the
Well,
camera
not
on
all the
Jamie?
time. I mean,
I
but-
love that eye roll. Love Jamie's eye roll.
Yeah, like no, they were joking around. I was like, "Oh yeah, we're looking forward to. We want to give you a great review on Yelp." I'm like, "Oh yay, of course, this is the first thing you got to
Great.
bring up." I'm like,
right, they bring it up right
"We'll
away.
get into that eventually," but yeah, that's the kind of clientele you'll get
No,
there. You'll get
Jamie
your
can't
foodies.
stand foodies.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not fair.
Hey, foodies are people. Jamie hates people.
So we hate people equally.
Boolean logic. But yeah, right. No, foodies are okay. It's they have an erudite nature to them that because they're consuming this food, they claim to understand this food. They're better than the standard diner, or
And they deserve special maintenance or attention, or
because they're taking portraits of their food and have their little hipster hat, and
they immediately hit you with the Yelp thing. I
and
think
they
that's funny.
and they come in with the Yelp thing, which I don't know. I as a server, I wouldn't give a shit. It's
Right.
like,
Do you give a
you're
shit
not
if it's-
rating me. I know they do rate you, but because Chris, he sucked. And it was like, no, who cares? Eat the food and leave.
Right.
The only thing I'm worried about is my damn tip.
In the end, well, of course, that's what it comes down to, and we'll get into that later.
Yeah,
the
no,
whole
that's a good
controversial
segue right
tipping
there. Like,
subject.
Okay, we'll hop right in.
What's like the best tip you've got, and like what's the worst tip?
Individual tips. I mean, that's kind of
Don't
Obviously.
work at the Venetian. That's my tip.
well, yeah, that is definitely words to live by. It's kind of hard to point out one individual time. I mean, one of the better nights that I've had, it was like damn near $400 night at Canyonita, surprisingly, of all places.
Nice.
But it was based mostly off one table. Just a really cool family. It was probably like a 9-10 top group of people that came in, and they're just really cool. They're having a good time. I enjoyed hanging out with them, serving them. I forget how big the bill was. It was probably at least $400 or $500. Guy drops me a bill. I'm like, great, thank you so much. I appreciate that. He's still kind of chit-chatting with me, and he asks, he's like, do you have to share that? I'm like, well, yeah, I do have to tip out my buster, my runners, my bartenders. So like, oh, throws me another $100. I'm like,
Sweet.
thank you. Like, I literally got the shakes. I'm like, oh, thank you so much.
Made my
Like,
day right there, right? Yeah.
And then of course, in the end of the day, you're about making your income. But it's just nice to see, when people actually
People are
appreciate you.
appreciative,
Yeah, because honestly, and this is no bull, like, even if you're not the greatest tipper, as long as you have a good time and you show appreciation for what we have to offer, that's really what makes your day at the end. Like having regulars come back, asking for you, wanting to hang out with you, or be like, oh, I haven't had, that great drink anywhere else the way you made it. Like, it really means a lot. It's a really good feeling to see that people appreciate you.
It shows your craft of your hard work.
Yeah, and that's what I loved about bartending. It was like, to see people enjoy, what you made for them. It really does mean a lot. Any sort of criticism, is always helpful. Like, hey, it sucks. Tell me that sucks. I'll fix it. Let's find you what you like.
Right.
That's what I'm all about. It's like, I want to make sure you leave satisfied. Like, I don't want you to come in here and leave more pissed off than what you are. So yeah, that's just kind of how I look at the whole thing. In terms of worst tips, I mean, those happen quite every damn day. It's not just the foreign market, though. Like, anybody can be a
Not
crappy
racist
tipper.
if you say foreigner.
But no, it's just that anybody can be a crappy tipper. I've had plenty of American people that are just awful people and just awful tippers in general. The thing with the tipping culture is that America is a tipping culture. There are no other, like countries that really just do what we do for tips. Everybody's paid to live out there. We're not. We're paid minimum wage, so of course we rely on tips. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to point fingers at any particular, culture, but yeah, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of international guests, they don't tip because it's not customary for them. So, I mean, like you pointed out, like, European guests in general, it's just not a common thing.
Well, I said foreigners.
I know,
didn't
but
say
like,
European.
I know, but you've specified to me before, like, and I'm not trying to bash them because there's some really, really awesome people that come over. I love a lot of the people that I have that come overseas, and it's just their tipping culture is not what we do here.
I've traveled extensively. You're absolutely right. It's almost to the point where if you're an American in their country, they look at you very strangely. I mean, especially from Vegas. I mean, that's the deal. I mean, you've got to tip. But the Germans, especially, and the Italians, they don't tip at all.
Yeah.
And so it's sometimes not their fault.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
However, I think you should educate yourself when you go to. I do when I go to Italy or whatever. I'm sure you are confronted with that a lot.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is like, honestly, there's no excuse for not knowing how to tip, especially if you are coming to, if you're going to any country, really do some research at least, because you don't go to any person's house you just met, kick off your shoes and piss on their couch. You want to like at least have some etiquette when you walk into anybody's home, as let alone their own
you want to
country.
shake their hand before you crap on their couch.
Ask
a little
few
bit,
questions,
At least learn a little bit. And honestly, we all have smartphones nowadays. I know you do because I just saw you take a picture of your damn food and look up how to tip. I mean, like, there's no excuse really to not understand how it works nowadays.
Yeah.
And
Ask
like
Google. He knows all the answers.
exactly. The Google knows.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of ways you can do your research. There's even in the local papers, the LV Weekly, it has tipping etiquette in there for not just restaurants and bars, but like your valet drivers or whoever, your table dealers. There's just something to learn. Just do a little research. It's not too difficult, really.
Now, this is for the listeners and viewers. On that topic, what is your opinion between credit card and cash tips?
Oh,
because for me, as a patron, I like to go out. I like to make sure my servers get tipped cash. Because the card,
you will get taxed.
Yeah, I don't want to get taxed for that hard work you just did.
Yeah, that's the one thing about that. And every location is also different. Also, every establishment has different tipping policies, so keep that in mind. Also, the two places I'm in right now are extremely different.
Gotcha.
Momofuku, we actually do a tip pool. So we
As a
all
group?
share. Yeah, we all share tips.
that's
So at the end, I mean, it's actually not too bad. And this is probably a weird way to look at it. If you do get screwed yourself, it's not the worst thing in the world because
Yeah.
you're all kind of pulling together. As long as everybody's working hard, of course, towards making money.
That's my thing, because like I've seen it happen to dealers
Yeah.
where you guys got
Yeah.
pull tip.
Yeah, let me talk about
Like-
that one.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you guys when it
There-
comes to
all right,
pulling.
so I don't want to like single people out.
Go ahead.
but-
We're on a freedom show.
All right, so the old Asian female dealers,
The
that have been
Korean
there
ladies.
for,
Let's
like,
get it right. The
40
Korean.
years,
The Korean ladies.
and
Oh,
they
yeah.
stand there and they don't give a shit about what they're doing, and they just stone face
Sure.
and deal cards and take your money. All right, those are the people that don't get tipped, and they fuck over the guys that are in the pool.
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen it many
absolutely.
times.
And then there's people like me who actually give you a little bit of entertainment, talk
Right.
to you, want to play a game, enjoy
Yeah.
it, get tipped, and then I got to share with this chick.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
That does suck.
No, thank you.
But
So it has its pluses and minuses.
Yeah,
So,
so-
like slow days when you're not doing anything, you're at least getting somebody else to back you up.
Yeah, so that it kind of helps with that for a tip pool. Whereas at Canyonita, we work for ourselves, so you do have to do your best to make your own money. But with there's also the tip out. For that particular location, I do have to tip out a particular percentage of my sales to our busser, particular percentage of our sales to food sales to runners.
Now, who
drink
decides
sales.
what that is percentage?
I mean, the company itself. I mean,
You don't.
they-
You don't.
well, I have to, do the math myself, and of course, tip based off what I sold that night. But of course, our company is the one that enforces those rules. Like you have to tip out 2% of your sales or whatever to the bar also. So keep that in mind when you are screwing us over there at Canyonita. If I'm not getting a tip, I still have to tip out my busser and my runner because I'm being told to. So if I don't make money off this particular check, I'm pretty much just digging out of pocket at a certain point. I mean, of course, management will do their best to accommodate us, make sure we're not losing money, but still in the
But
end
it
of the
could
day,
happen.
yeah, I'm literally getting screwed because
That's
I still
rough.
have to tip out other people, and I'm
That's
trying
rough,
my
bro.
hardest to make money. So yeah, I mean, it just helps. Just do a little research, because it's you're not just screwing me, you're screwing the people that I'm also working with. So just do a little research, take care of us, and be nice. That's my biggest
coming
thing.
back to that. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, that's gonna be the recurring
Easy as
theme
that.
today. Yeah,
All right, let's get into some lighter notes. Are you a gamer?
That wasn't light.
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you a gamer?
that's me
What do you
super
play
positive.
nowadays?
I am absolutely a gamer. Yes, I've been a gamer since I was a wee little boy. I haven't had as much time to play games lately as I would like to, but latest game I played is called Persona 5. It's a JRPG. It's the fifth in the series. I don't know too much about it, to be perfectly honest with you, but it's an awesome classic turn-based RPG game, and if you're a fan of anime in any sort of way, definitely check it out.
What happened to Horizon Dawn?
I have Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
That is also another fun game, but
Yeah.
also a very huge game.
I'm looking. I'm looking to get that one. I've heard nothing but good things.
It's a really great game. It's a lot of fun. It's just it's one of those big open world games that'll suck up at least
Sure.
a few weekends of
You
your
got
life.
some hours. In
Well,
that.
because I was
Yeah.
hoping my friend would buy a physical copy, but my friend brought
By
a digital
your
copy.
friend, you mean
so-
me?
No, I'm looking at this guy,
That was
birthday
me.
guy here.
My bad. That was me.
Someone bought a digital copy.
I'm lazy. I don't like getting up and changing out the disc.
Download
anymore.
it.
I know.
These
But,
millennials.
I know. What? No, don't you dare. Don't
I'm
you
just
dare
I'm
put me in
saying-
that category.
I'm just saying, if we buy physical copy, we can all take turns.
Yeah.
Share.
I know. I have some physical copies, so don't worry.
Just
But,
get that one, dog.
it's a great game. But the thing with games nowadays too is that they come out so frequently, and they're all so huge, like massive open world games nowadays, that it's so hard to squeeze in.
You barely
any
have
time.
enough room on your PlayStation
Yeah.
to download the game.
Well, besides just actually having room for the games, having
Yeah.
the time,
It's
and
just a long game.
yeah, like these 50-odd hour games, like that was insane back in the day to put in something like Final Fantasy all those
Yeah,
hours. That's a lot of grinding, whatever. But nowadays, like that's the norm. Like all these games
Yeah.
are huge. The Witcher, it's another massive
Huge
game, which
game.
I've never finished because it's.
It
I'm
was so
sorry, I
good,
don't-
though.
It's a great game. I
Yeah.
just don't have that kind of time. And then of course,
You easily put 100 hours into that game.
yeah, Destiny was another game that came out a few years back,
Yeah.
which I still love, and I don't even want to imagine how many hours I put into it because it makes me realize how much time I spent on my ass.
Well, not only that, but plus we gotta get ready for Destiny 2 coming out
I'm ready.
September
Oh, I'm
8th.
ready.
Are you ready? That's
Wait, what do you get yours on?
That's the. Say now we're gonna get real nerdy.
Yeah,
I, don't-
no. PlayStation and Xbox.
The reason I ask
Yeah.
because if you get Xbox, I'll buy mine on Xbox too.
I might get it on
screw that.
Xbox.
Get PlayStation.
I see, but then Adam over here has it on PlayStation.
It's okay, dude. You meet Xbox, can we get more clan members? Can I get Jimmy and
I already
his
have a
friend?
couple friends on Xbox too. That's
That's what I'm
wise.
saying. That's the problem.
Now it sounds as if you're saying you have both formats.
I do have both consoles.
You do.
I am an absolute nerd, and I love my wife for buying them both for me.
So you
Shout out.
You have the current ones, though, right?
And don't
Yeah.
you have the Nintendo Switch too?
I don't have the Switch yet. It's probably hopefully later this
Yeah.
year.
Ah,
I will-
okay.
What's your wife's name?
Samantha, Sam for
Sam,
short.
Sam. Apparently, he wants a Switch. So
Yeah, she
Cough,
knows.
cough.
She
Cough,
knows.
You know.
I told her we can wait though, just because I'm buying it strictly for Zelda.
Right.
But,
What's the price point of the Switch?
it was $300.
I think it's
Yeah, $300.
Plus
Really?
whatever other accessories
Wow.
Nintendo wants to sell you as well,
Right.
plus the game. So you're looking maybe $400 or $500
Oh,
investment.
Sure. It's like any
Well,
other
my
console,
rule
really,
of thumb
you know?
is to wait for Black Friday and get the package deal on Black Friday.
That's
Usually
a great
best.
deal. Yeah.
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 Because they'll give me the whole thing with an
And
extra
you're gonna get
controller
Zelda 2 and
for
the
like
other controller.
$450.
Oh,
And
yeah.
plus, if I get it on Amazon, I'll get free shipping and handling.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm
then-
fine with that.
But then I have an inherent problem with all gaming systems because you get one controller.
Oh, I know.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
so.
They never used to
is
do that.
So insulting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can't play with anybody until you buy
Exactly.
another
So
controller.
You have no friends.
Well, no,
Here's one
Yeah,
controller.
yeah, you're a nerd. You don't have any
Technically,
friends.
it's two. Because with the Switch, they said that the one controller is two controllers.
Well, one on
Yeah,
each
well,
side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still, though.
but you'd be playing on the one tiny little screen. I mean,
Although I did read an article, Western Digital, who makes the media storage,
Yeah.
is producing in 2018 a peripheral hard drive for cross-format. So you can actually just plug it into your PS4, plug it into your Xbox, and you'll have peripheral storage for your games. Because you were mentioning that you don't have enough storage.
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
making, they're starting at a 1 TB and going up. You can just plug it into one of your jacks on
Yeah,
the
see,
existing
yeah.
gaming console.
Nice.
I have the original PS4 model, and it only came with 500 gigs.
yeah,
And if you want to download a game, it's like 50, 60 gigs.
yeah. You could fit like
So
3
you
games.
got
on there.
less than 10 games, and you're maxed out.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what games you have.
Depending on
too.
what you
Like,
get, you know
have-
those stick games, those stick open world games. You know,
Yeah.
they're huge.
like GTA 5, I think is like 90 gigs alone.
Right.
Like it's a huge game.
Yeah.
You know.
So, and that's not counting any media you might have on there.
That's
So-
DLC
Yeah.
also. You know, like Destiny has multiple expansions. I mean, that's another 100 gigs right there. So
and another
that's-
$100.
That's another
Yeah.
pet peeve of mine. I know it sounds like a retarded pet peeve, but like every time you buy a new game, like you just want to toss it in and start playing, but next you know,
You gotta have a download first.
download
Yeah.
and then install. That's another like
Gear
hour,
grinder, gear
hour and a
grinders.
half.
don't forget the day one patch.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the DLCs you got to download because you got the pre-order.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Head shake,
It's all a
head
racket.
shake.
yeah,
But it's okay though. It's okay though. It's okay because the games are good. They're pretty.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
yeah.
What are you looking forward to, Felix?
Oh, games coming out this year. I mean, well, besides Destiny 2, that's coming out later this year. I'm
September 8th.
yes, really soon. The
Couple days
South
after
Park.
my birthday. Cough,
The-
cough.
The South Park
Yes.
game?
South Park, yes.
That was
the-
actually a
the
pretty clever
fractured butthole.
RPG, man.
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
the
so
fractured
excited
butthole.
for that. Yes, I'm really excited for that game. I played the first one, The Stick of Truth, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the more simplistic RPGs, but it just
It
had
did.
that
But
perfect
it's smart.
South
kinda
Park
classic.
flavor.
The way it's done is really smart.
Well, it was
though.
like was like controlling an episode of South Park, and I
Yeah.
thought it was perfect for that. So yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to that. I know there's a couple others coming out this year.
Injustice 2 just came out.
Injustice 2, I really do want to play that. I don't know if I'm going to buy it just because games are too damn expensive and they're already
Yeah,
trying to
we've
sell you the
covered
season
that.
pass.
Yeah, you got to
So-
get the DLCs.
Yeah. And I hate that they're marketing the DLC right now. Like the game hasn't even come out yet. Like, oh yeah, here's the future DLC.
Plus the download.
It's
or
like,
the-
just throw it in the
what do
damn
they
game
call it?
already.
Well, plus you have to buy all the extra armors and shit. It's like, come on, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
they'll put out extra characters one at a time. and-
Yeah. The same with Battlefront. That's coming out later this year too, which I want to
Yeah.
play. I know you guys hated
Star
on it
Wars
for a little
Battlefront
while.
2.
Yeah. I did
Well,
enjoy the
I'm-
first Battlefront.
I liked it. It just got stale.
It did. It was like a great toy almost in a way to play because you kind of jumped in there just to live out the live action
It
Star Wars
sounded
thing.
awesome, though. That's why I liked playing it.
The concept was good, but it delivered really short. Here's my thing. Battlefront 2 is promising so far a single-player story. I'll jump back in. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah. I'll definitely play it.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
Yeah.
What else did I have on here for you, Felix? Let's bring it back to the Brendan Theaters.
Yay.
That's
we
where you
had
guys
some-
met, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
met at the theater. We were all young and stupid.
Yes.
We were working for.
Now you're just
Now we're
young.
old and
Now we're old and stupid.
Old and kind of less stupid.
What did I say
Kinda
earlier?
less stupid.
Old and jaded.
Oh yeah,
I
we're
don't
old and
remember.
jaded now.
Let's jump into a little movie review. We Sam and I went and saw Alien Covenant.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah.
Wow. You guys just don't wait.
No, Thursday
Nope.
nights. See, we
Thursday
still have
nights.
we still have some
we
theater
have
hookups,
connections.
right?
We,
Oh,
we
you-
know some
so-
folks. We
so-
know
You,
folks.
you juiced in.
Yeah, we get in
Alright.
and see all the hot movies when they come out early.
And you haven't liked one in a while. Well, not like you haven't been over the moon for something.
Well, just Guardians
I think
2
the last
recently.
Guardians 2 was good and Logan was really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot this year. Power Rangers was terrible.
It wasn't that bad. Hold on, we're gonna throw back real quick because
Okay, that's fine.
Listen to you guys before too. I was like, there needs to be someone there to defend Power Rangers. It was
go ahead.
not that bad.
Go ahead,
I'm
defend
sorry.
it.
I enjoyed it. It was a part of my childhood too, Adam. So it was not
Could you-
ruined in my opinion.
Could you distinguish all the robots for their animal forms?
No, I'm not saying it was a perfect movie. No, yes, that was one of my gripes. Is the Zords? They look very meh, very CGI kind of Transformers.
And then did you enjoy all the Krispy Kreme plugins?
I didn't care about that. Who cared? It made me want a Krispy Kreme if anything else. I don't
There you
care.
go.
That didn't bother me. Whatever. It's product placement. It happens in every movie.
It didn't bother you that they didn't fucking transform into Power Rangers until 20 minutes out until the movie
Again,
ended?
that's another negative part of it. I mean, like, yes, I was not happy that they didn't morph until like way later on in the movie, and then it didn't last for more than
It
like
felt
20
like
minutes.
a 2-hour CW One Tree Hill episode.
I actually liked the character.
and
See, the
then-
thing is, by the time the movie is over, I actually enjoyed the character development. I was actually enjoying it.
They sold you, huh?
No, I actually enjoyed it. It's Power Rangers, damn it. Like, realistically, what do you expect out of that? If you go back and watch an old show,
I'll give you
it's
this.
pretty bad.
Oh, of course it was. It was in the 90s.
I'll give you
Yeah.
this. I enjoyed Elizabeth Banks eating Krispy Kreme for 10 minutes. That's cool with me.
See, I thought you were just going to stop it. I enjoyed Elizabeth Banks.
She was a hot
Krispy
Rita.
Kreme.
Yeah,
No, she did good as Rita.
She was
happy with that.
the best part of the movie.
There was
in
great
my
things
opinion.
about it. They played the song. That was awesome. There was a couple things I wanted more
You
of.
can't even say they played the song. It was like a 5-second clip.
All right.
They
What
actually
would you grade it?
I'm going to go on my scale of 1 to 10
Yeah.
because I'm sorry, 5 is not
1 to
enough.
10?
I'll give it around a 7.
7?
Yeah.
The
So-
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Yes,
Yeah.
Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So I guess he won't be back on this show anytime soon.
Well, I
I'm
can't.
kidding.
I
know where you live now.
I
I'll be
can't
here.
give an informed opinion. I didn't see the
Right.
film, but I wouldn't. I don't know. I would discount these two
Bring
guys.
up Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see what that says.
I would discount these two guys because they're complaining about 20 minutes in and they didn't change for 20 minutes. I know both of them watched Smallville from beginning to end.
That's not true. I actually dumped out on that.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a Superman fan, I couldn't get past like season 5.
I had to finish it. I had to see it through. I was so angry.
Yeah.
I was so angry watching last
Well,
episode.
there's 38 seasons. I mean, and he didn't fly. He actually technically didn't fly, but anyway.
Yeah.
But
All right.
so Alien did it suck?
Back to Alien.
Because
Yeah.
Sam looks nauseous, but I don't know if I trust Sam.
All right. So we.
I think it's because he's Asian.
So
but
we
I don't
went
know.
as a group, and Jose was in agreement with me. and
Hang
Sam.
on. Spoilers? No spoilers.
We're gonna keep it as spoiler free as possible.
I haven't actually
these
seen
guys
it
haven't
myself,
seen
but
it.
I
He
mean,
wants
go
to see
ahead.
it,
I mean,
so- and obviously the audience may not have seen it, so let's keep it as
Okay.
spoiler free as possible.
Okay.
But we will say that it wasn't great in that it was very, very predictable. Your typical girl running away from the alien and then she trips and falls, and then 2 seconds later another person trips and falls in the same pool of whatever it was.
For
So-
me, man, I'd say Prometheus was better. The only highlight for me for this film was actually seeing xenomorphs and seeing the aliens. That was cool, like getting to know a little more. But writing wise for the characters, it was all too predictable. And then apparently, I think the movie we got was a different cut compared to what we saw in the trailers. Because like this version that we got was totally different from what I saw in the trailers, big time.
Would you
There-
think the trailer was going to be more suspenseful and horror?
Yeah,
Right.
like
so
well,
the
that-
first Alien movies were
Yeah.
definitely more scarier than they were sci-fi, I think. And in this
Yeah.
one, it gave you. It was like the guy that was watching the old Aliens movies, and he was like, "Man, I really wish the aliens would kill everybody." And that's what this movie was. It just felt like everybody was a red shirt, and they were just trying to find the coolest way to kill everybody.
Yeah, because
So-
the first impression I got of that first trailer was more horror, like back to the original Alien,
Right.
which was
Yeah.
very much a horror
That's
movie.
what I was hoping
Sure.
for. That I was hoping for. I honestly felt a lot of bit let down.
I will say this: the writing was pretty good, and it gave you a little bit of backstory about how they came to be and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And it does have a twist in that. And I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah.
But it was clever in that it developed kind of the villain of the story. And
Yeah.
coming back to like Gotham and stuff, I enjoy that psychology of the villain.
I'll give you that. The development of the villain was good.
But I felt like the whole entire crew, like none of them made a good decision the entire movie.
Or had the proper training. How about that? This film was a HR nightmare. The film was about basically a crew that was not properly
That had
trained
no idea what they were doing
to handle the situation.
Yeah. So
There you
nobody
go.
made a good decision the entire movie. It was typical like, I'm going to go
The
take
only-
a piss in the forest
the only-
by myself.
The only best decision
You know what I'm saying? And then like,
was the Rick and Morty tie-in. I think that's the only best
Is it Rick and
decision.
Morty tie-in?
Oh yeah, there's Rick and Morty tie-in, bro. You have to look up the video.
it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's a small 5-second clip. Of Rick and
Oh,
Morty.
it's Scott though, right? It's Ridley
Ridley
Scott.
Scott, yes.
And John Logan, right? He was the screenwriter
Oh, I don't know that one.
because John Logan came off of Shit. Penny Dreadful.
Okay.
Oh.
And
I've heard that's good too.
It's very good.
Yeah.
The young lady that's in Penny Dreadful is in is the first thing you mentioned. What was that first? Hold on.
I will say this.
The Witcher. She's the star of The Witcher.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And John Logan met Ridley Scott in Gladiator. That's where they became,
which was a great movie, by the way. Totally worth
Excellent
Best
movie.
Picture. Thank you, John.
Oh, yeah.
He's still butthurt to
he's
this
gonna be
day that
butthurt.
Moulin Rouge didn't win that.
Oh, my
Gosh, Gladiator was awesome.
See, just when you say John's a cool guy, you bring that up.
Nice.
Love you, John.
All right,
good times.
so
What would you rate it, Adam?
Yeah, what do you rate it?
I also like to go out of 10. I'm going to go with 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
I wouldn't rate it any better or worse than Prometheus. I don't know. Go see it and make your own opinion. But
Okay, now what would you?
I don't know. I felt like when I got out of the movie, I felt disappointed.
What did you rate Alien 3?
Oh, God.
That I need that for a spectrum because that was awful.
Well, all right. So Alien 4 obviously is the worst of all. The series,
Resurrection?
I think. Yeah, Resurrection. If you discount the Alien versus Predators.
No, I'm talking about the goofy baby combo alien.
That was Alien Resurrection.
What's okay?
Yeah,
that was 4.
That was 4.
Okay, I apologize.
That's like a 2.
That was yeah.
That was pretty bad.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I left the movie with the feeling that there were more like what the fuck moments than there were like, oh, that was cool.
Oh.
I don't know. Disappointed.
All right.
That's a shame.
What do you think, Sam?
I'm gonna go with my 1 through 5, and I'm gonna give it a 2
2? Less than average?
because I expected more space jockey. Like in the first one, Prometheus, we got a little more space jockey interaction.
Yeah.
This one, not so much. And then I don't know. I was kind of bummed out. Like I was really hoping to be more horrified and jumped on my seat. This one was like, I was yelling at the screen. I'm like, you deserve to fucking die.
I literally
You're
threw
fucking
my
stupid.
hands up at one point that somebody
Yeah.
did something stupid. I couldn't remember what it was, but I was like, what the,
Yeah.
I just didn't get it.
Yeah, that happened.
You guys
Sorry,
you
guys.
guys are funny. I'm a much easier moviegoer. I'm way easier. I mean,
I just wanted not to be like.
You just want boobs and
Just don't be
explosions.
stupid,
I understand
like-
that.
Well,
I don't get it.
sure, but I mean, I don't know. I'm like Las Vegas
Come up
shows
with a
and
better way to
movies.
kill somebody than the shower scene where two
Whoa,
people are
spoilers!
making out. And then,
Spoilers,
like,
bro.
That was in
I-
the trailer,
come
though. I mean,
on.
we
Yeah, it
kind of
was in
saw
the
that
trailer.
coming. So
All right, so you've not seen it, Chris? Right?
I have not seen it yet.
All right.
I mean, now I don't know if I want to see it.
go see
Unfortunately,
it for free.
I do
wait
want to
till
still check it
comes
out.
on DVD.
Yeah,
you
because
know?
I'm a
mean,
big fan of the
if
original
you like
movie.
Prometheus, then go see it. It's somewhere around there.
I did. I thought that was interesting.
It continues that line.
Okay.
It's a continuation.
How about we go about something fun? So, Chris,
Yo.
what's your opinion on Marvel and DC? And
Okay.
our saturated market currently.
All right, so my whole thing on the Marvel versus DC thing is there should be no Marvel versus DC. I think we should all just feel damn excited and happy that we live in an era where all of these characters live on the screen.
I'm with you.
I mean, if you think about the kind of money that these movies have brought in for these characters that we all grew up reading in comic books and just cartoons in general, that's amazing. We won. As nerds, as a society, we've won. That's some of the biggest, grossing movies of all time are comic
things
book
that we
movies.
loved.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
That is
No, I
insane.
totally agree.
Deadpool was on a movie. That is ridiculous, and it was awesome.
And it was rated R, and
know?
everybody loved it.
And he broke
Yeah.
the fourth wall.
I mean, like, I think we should just all just stop trying to say who's better, who's worse. I mean, there's positive and negatives on both sides, but the
Yes.
thing is, in the end of the day, is that some of our favorite characters are on the big screen nowadays. I mean, fucking A. I mean, Kurt Russell is playing a character that was known for being a planet with a face on it. That's insane, and it was awesome, I mean, but it's just amazing that some of these characters are coming to life. I mean, and so I really just, I don't like the whole hating on each other. I mean, I have my, my gripes with some of the DC movies. They're not my favorite movies, but there's still some amazing things that we've gotten to see. And there's still a lot of other cool things coming up. I mean, Aquaman looks awesome. Who would have said that
for once.
so many years ago?
Totally.
That's
Once, you
insane.
can't talk
Look
shit about
cool.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
Not anymore. After
No,
this
you
movie.
can't. I mean,
Did you guys see the picture this week? Picture of Amber Heard. It's
As
out.
Mira.
As Mira.
So
my God.
She looks.
Yeah.
she looks
hot.
amazing.
Yep.
Yes.
No, the costume looked great.
Oh, you should look it up,
really
Jamie.
awesome.
It's a good picture.
You'll like that.
Amber Heard as Mira.
Yeah, she looks great.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, like the whole Marvel versus DC, I get it. From a business standpoint, these companies have to compete with each other. But I just don't think that fanboys particularly should be really bringing the movies, trying to sabotage or, try to conspire to, why, these movies are
One
better
or the
than the other.
other.
Yeah, just be grateful that we live in an era where, we can
have
all,
that choice.
Yeah, we have these
Sweet.
movies to go watch, and how many movies a year do we have that are comic book related and TV shows that are coming out? I mean, granted, it's a little overwhelming nowadays, but still, the fact that we live in an era right now, where we can really see these characters like fully fleshed out and come to life, it's amazing. Maybe minor spoilers for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but the freaking Watchers were on the screen. That's insane. There's so many cool things that we get to see nowadays. That, it's insane that we'd rather just bash on each other or bash on all the other movies and properties instead of just rejoicing that all these movies actually exist.
Well,
and they have
we're
this
going
kind
to
of
have
budget.
14 more Transformers movies, right?
That sucks. Those should just stop. The first one was great. It's still a dumb movie, but it was still really enjoyable.
But Chris, they're gonna do Transformer, then Transformer versus Fast and the Furious, and then they're gonna team up Transformer and G.I. Joe versus Fast and the Furious.
See, those are all movies that should just stop too. In general,
Right.
I haven't seen the latest Fast and Furious. They're
Yeah,
enjoyable,
me neither.
but they're just they're just too much.
That's 8 figures.
Exactly.
$8
They make
million
money,
opening
yeah.
weekend.
They make the money.
They're going to
so-
make another.
Yeah.
It's an amazing franchise.
Sure.
Yeah.
Craziness.
I can't really be mad at that. They're doing
What's
something
your favorite
right.
superhero, Felix?
My favorite superhero, just one character.
Okay, top 3. How about that? We'll give you top 3.
All right. Well, of course, you guys know this. Wolverine is always going to be one of my favorite characters. In fact, my nickname was Logan for so many years because I had the more spiked up do and the little feisty personality.
Yeah, and back
Oh,
before it was
plus-
cosplay, we used to
plus,
Halloween it up.
Yeah. Actually, we had all, I think, you and I, we dressed up as
Yeah.
X-Men
Well, hang
characters.
Oh, yeah, and Brandon.
Plus, you still have my dad's jacket.
Yeah, I still have that jacket. I still owe you that. My bad. But one Halloween I was Wolverine. Adam was Cyclops, and our friend Brandon he was Gambit. So we love all those characters.
Good times.
But yeah, so of course Wolverine's one of my favorites. Everybody loves Batman. How can you not love Batman? And who else was there?
Who's your favorite Batman in the films?
Ooh. Shoot. That's tough. Because
Okay, how about this? How do you feel so far, Ben
Hold on,
Affleck
hold
as
on.
Batman?
I like Batfleck. I like Ben Affleck quite a lot. It's quite unfortunate that he's kind
Yeah.
of being pushed into this situation right now where there's a lot of controversy surrounding whether or not he's going to stick with the films. But I thought I wasn't too keen on Batman v Superman when it came out. I enjoyed the movie for what it is, but he was easily one of the top things about that movie. He did a great job as Bruce Wayne and as Batman
Yeah, I
himself.
liked them both.
Also, I thought he was great. He did he had the physique for it. He had the personality for it. He was great. Christian Bale was great too, but that voice, it just made him a joke, kind of. So when you think of
joke, Dad?
exactly when you think of Christian Bale's Batman, you have to do the voice. There's no other way around it. And of course, I still think Michael Keaton is still probably the classic, like one of the better ones overall. Granted, in stature, he's not Batman at all,
sure.
but he
was a great Batman.
Yeah, he was
and
a great
great Bruce
Batman.
Wayne too.
He was.
Whereas like Val Kilmer, he was a good Bruce Wayne, but a terrible Batman.
Yeah, and that was not a great
Clooney,
movie.
I don't think he missed the mark on both.
I think he just showed up as George Clooney and put on the cowl.
Yeah.
What about
bat nipples? I mean,
did you guys enjoy Arnold as Mr. Freeze? Chill out.
That's like that's old school Hollywood cashing out on paycheck there.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
instead of staying
Definitely.
true to the character.
Everything about that movie was pretty
Yeah,
awful.
Yeah, pretty much.
His entire dialogue was pure puns. I mean, it's
Yeah,
pretty
right?
ridiculous. But
That whole movie was puns.
yeah, it was awful.
What else? What else?
We're still on Marvel DC.
All right, let's jump to Tom Hardy as Venom. I know that you're
Oh,
kind of
right.
excited about that.
Oh,
Just
I don't know if
announced.
I'm excited about that. I mean, I think the casting of Tom Hardy as Venom is actually pretty sweet. It's not something I really kind of anticipated, but the
It's kind of
whole
cool knowing that Bane's gonna be Venom
yeah. I mean,
because Bane does use Venom.
I'm kind of curious to see what kind of see what you did there.
Nice.
Deep
Nerd
cuts.
joke.
See, we're nerds. But no, my thing with the whole Venom thing is Venom can exist without Spider-Man. And supposedly they're going to completely separate this from all parts of Spider-Man. And of course, this is the whole Sony Marvel kind of issue with who owns what properties and how they're going to be used. And from what we're hearing is that the Venom standalone movie is going to be completely separated from Spider-Man, and it's also going to be purely Sony and not involved in the MCU and Tom Holland's
Radar.
version of Spider-Man.
So if they wanted to bring in a Spider-Man, it would theoretically have to be another new one.
And that's just going to confuse people even more because people are still getting used to Tom Holland. I think he's a great
Yeah, I
Spider-Man,
think he's gonna
but
be great, too.
he's still fresh. And for them to do this, it's like it's going to be even more confusing.
I'm surprised that Sony and Marvel didn't come to agreement with this one too.
Yeah,
Just because same same universe as Spider-Man. You know.
And Venom is an iconic
I guess
villain.
they still could, technically. I mean, it's not in production yet. It's just being
But there's
written.
no way they would ever connect a rated R movie to what Disney
The
is
MCU
selling.
wants to do.
Because Disney is more family friendly. There has its dark moments, but not like a rated R Venom. And granted, in my opinion, I think Venom is a rated R character. He is very much a savage, alien, beast of a character.
Yeah.
And if they were ever to include this guy, Carnage, I think that would be really awesome.
that would
to
have to
see.
be rated R for sure.
Yeah, it would have
for
to
sure.
be rated R. But again, you can't have these characters without Spider-Man. It's where it all comes from.
Absolutely.
How do you get Venom without having Spider-Man get the black suit first, and then eventually Eddie Brock gets
and that's
that
the whole
suit.
reason why Venom hates Spider-Man is because Spider-Man
Yeah.
rejected it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
so
I
that's-
mean, I don't know. I'm curious to see what they're going to do,
I'm
but
wondering,
it's
I'm
disappointing
wondering if
at
they're
the same
going to
time.
kind of bypass all of that storyline and go straight to kind of the
goods?
more like a mercenary
Agent Venom.
Agent Venom, yeah.
Well, see, I mean that would be cool, but I want to see a proper
But it is
introduction
Eddie
to Venom.
Brock, so we do.
Well, see, that doesn't make sense then if
Right,
they're going to try to do
exactly.
that because it was Flash Thompson
Flash
who was
Thompson was
Agent
Tim
Venom.
Burton, yeah.
But again, I just feel like we are owed a good Venom because Spider-Man 3.
Just
One of the
absolutely
most
terrible.
disappointing movies I've
Yeah.
ever seen. And my wife Sam is actually a huge fan of Venom, surprisingly
You
enough.
didn't like the musical scene where he starts
No,
dancing?
it was awful.
Oh,
See, you're gonna get me worked up. No, it was awful.
This look back hair, man.
No, it was awful, man. But yeah,
hurt
they
me
just
so
it was
bad.
such a bad just translation of that character. And granted, Sam Raimi didn't even want to use that character, but the studios they
And
kind of
then
forced him to do it.
The half retarded James Franco.
Oh.
Remember? He didn't go full. He went half. He went
Half
half
retarded.
retarded.
He bumped his head. It's okay. Yeah, the extreme goblin with his flying snowboard. Yeah, not a fan of that. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we're owed
We're due a
proper
good one.
a good Venom. I think he's a great character. I mean, like, he's very kind of simple. I guess if you think about it, he's just angry at Spider-Man all the time. But again, how can you do a solo Venom without having Spider-Man to drive him?
Yeah, maybe they'll just do a lot of like kind of off-camera things, Spider-Man in the news.
But I don't like that where they're just kind of beating around the bush and just say what it is. Like, that's kind of one thing I find annoying. Like with the Marvel, the Netflix series, they always refer to the New York thing as the incident, the incident or that thing that happened. In New York.
Yeah.
Like, just call it the Chitauri were there. The Avengers saved the day. They won't straight out say it. I hate it when they just kind of just
beat around the bush.
yeah, just say what it is.
Oh, so you're saying you enjoyed Iron Fist, right? You loved that show?
No, sure didn't. I mean, it wasn't.
Nope.
It wasn't the worst show ever. I was just disappointed with it because I actually do enjoy the character. I
So
read
you're
quite a
saying
few of
Adam
his
should skip it,
comics.
right? Because Adam was still on the fence.
We
about
actually
watching
talked
it.
about this a little bit pre-show, and Chris was saying that he knows a little bit of martial arts, and watching that show, he can tell that these actors are throwing fake punches.
Yeah, you can see
So it takes him out.
you can see the choreography, and it just kind of takes me away. And
Oh no,
like,
it's bad. Yeah, the
yeah,
choreography's horrible.
well, it's just kind of like me. Like I'm a guitarist, and whenever I see somebody fake play guitar in a show or a movie, it really takes me out of it. And I'm not trying to say like I'm an amazing musician or whatever, but I can just tell when somebody's faking it, and it just really annoys the hell out of me. And I can just see that the actor wasn't properly trained, and that's kind of disappointing. And what's worse too is like they didn't want to use the mask of the character. Well,
I know.
why not? If you want to hide the fact that the actor can't do these moves, why not just get your stunt double and put
There
the
you
damn
go.
costume
Yeah,
in
you
him?
think that would be
and do
easy,
it? Because
right?
I mean, with
Excellent.
Daredevil, obviously it's not Charlie Cox doing every stunt on there, but they put a
easy
mask on
enough.
him, so you can see all these awesome takes and all these amazing martial arts scenes, and they
They
couldn't do that.
missed the boat on character design. Let's roll on to Jamie here. Got some Area 52 news.
the goodies.
Yeah.
No, just a couple of them today. We were talking way in the beginning of the podcast. We were talking a little bit about people and weddings and things like that. In the national average is about 6,200 weddings a day. Now, Las Vegas actually represents a little over 5% of that, at a little over 300 weddings per day.
Per day.
Per day
Wow.
now.
Man.
Yeah. So there is a wedding going on right now.
right
yeah,
now.
sure.
Right now.
That's funny.
So, yes.
And I know you hate covering those weddings. How would you feel about covering those like nonstop?
I have the opportunity to have people that work for me that love to do them.
Yeah.
One of the guys that works for us is Van, and he just loves it. He becomes part of the family, and he just is very social. Much seems like you, Chris. So you say you like to interact with people, and so does Van. But we do high end stuff. But then we also do novelty stuff. Like we partner with Hard Rock Cafe on the Strip, and we do the weddings there that are and Eiffel Tower restaurant and things of that nature. So luckily we don't, but it's still pretty bad. It's you know, I mean, it's you know,
It's a beautiful moment.
God bless them. They are not they're not the Hallmark version of weddings. They're just
When you do wedding photos, do you recommend good divorce lawyers too? I'm kidding.
Just slip in the
Oh,
comments.
you can get married and divorced here in
Yeah.
Las Vegas. Oh yeah, drive through both. Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah, little Whitechapel. You can drive through, and they actually will offer the
Yeah.
other side of it too. They'll get you divorced. As long
Oh,
as,
you just got to
yeah.
roll right back through.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If it's not contested, you roll right back through. But on a people note, the Las Vegas actually has 11 of the top 20 largest hotels on the planet. However, we are not number one. We have number 2, which is the MGM Grand, and largest meaning the number of rooms. That's usually how they count them. The square footage is not relevant, but MGM Grand has. Anybody want to guess? Chris, you didn't get the rundown, did you?
I got a quick rundown of it, but I didn't see the number.
Yeah, 5,044 rooms.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Quite a bit.
Which still puts it as the second largest hotel in the world. Second to, and then this is relatively new. It's held the record for a little while. It's called the First World Hotel in Malaysia. They have 7,351 rooms.
Dang.
Yeah. And the newest one that is trying to get up, but they have both financing problems and building problems and coding problems. Everything there's a problem. It's called Abraj Kudai in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. It's trying to be the largest at an even 10,000 rooms.
Nice. Break that record with a nice even number.
10,000 rooms, and at a paltry cost of $3.5 billion.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Must be
Jeez.
nice to be rich.
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
that,
Sounds a little
must
bit
be nice.
pricey.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
10,000 rooms?
10,000
Good
rooms.
Lord.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
like a small stadium.
Yeah.
Right.
Sporting
Yeah.
event.
Yeah,
Like,
you know.
good
Well,
lord.
the Raiders could fill that maybe. I don't
Maybe.
But
Not the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah. Well, all right, Chris. What do you think? Raiders or not? Are you a football fan?
I am a football fan.
He's
I'm
a
Cowboys.
I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
High
Yes, yes, yes. Sorry.
So,
One finger for each ring. Sorry. But
so
yes.
heavy. So heavy.
I know. Sorry. But no, I'm not exactly excited for it, and I've heard you guys talk about it quite a bit before. It's mostly the type of crowd that I'm more worried about. You know, I mean, granted, with any sporting event, people just act a fool. I mean, they act a fool as it is, just coming into this town because
Right.
of where we are.
Would you want
it's
to be a
Las
bartender
Vegas.
there?
Hell no. Absolutely, God no. No, to be slinging
Wait,
beer to Raiders
You
fans all
answered
the
that
time.
too
I'm
quick.
sorry.
You answered that too quick. You didn't
He
give it
said,
a
hell
split
no.
second.
No, absolutely not. No whatsoever. No, and I'm not trying to talk smack on Raiders fans. I mean, that's a whole different show right there. Like no, I mean like
Hey,
it's
they're known, okay?
It's
They're
friendly
known.
banter. You know, it's all in fun. Some people need to just chill the hell out and calm down. It's a game. At the end of the day, it's a game. Calm down.
Well, there'll be hot chicks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
I
Cheerleaders.
don't know.
Well,
I don't think there's going to be anybody in the stadium.
The Raiderettes? You can count those?
Well, I like the Raiderettes, sure.
yeah. I think people will be there just because it is something
new.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Something new. I mean, talking about the pricing though, and the parking situation, and just the overall commotion it's going to cause. I'm not excited for it. I mean, I am excited to be able to, the chance to see a live football game here in town. That's great, but
Well, you get to
again,
watch your Cowboys live finally.
yeah, that'd be
Hopefully, that'd be
awesome.
awesome,
Hopefully,
yeah.
that would be great.
That's the only reason I want.
Would they?
Yeah.
They come like every 4 years. They kind of cycle through.
Okay,
So-
Yeah.
it's possible.
Yeah.
Okay, I
It
don't
is
know.
possible, and we don't know yet, but it's definitely
And I get to see
possible.
my Bucks too. So same
Well,
boat. Same boat.
you and 3 other people. It's going to be like a.
That's fine.
You know.
We'll be in a small group.
That's all right.
It's gonna be Sam and Jimmy
No,
right there. So-
My prediction is that game 1 sold out, game 2 sold out, game 3 shockingly to the Raiders people. I think it's going to be a 30% reduction in crowd, and that's going to
Like
scare them to
almost,
death.
Like immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're like, well, we're over it.
yeah.
People will shit in their pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've already talked about the parking and it doesn't matter where they put the stadium. It's going to
Well,
be.
since
it's
we're
gonna
already
be a
talking about
mess.
the Raiders, you
Yeah.
guys heard about this week? McGregor already signed a dotted line for the fight.
Yeah.
Now there's waiting for
Finally gonna
Mayweather
happen?
Really?
again.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
He signed a dotted line.
No, I
Dana
think this
White.
one will stick.
He wants that $100 million paycheck. Why
Well, of
wouldn't
course he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought he's doing it for the title, not the money, right?
No.
he? Is the title even on? Is the title on the line?
He's what? I don't know. Not with I don't know with this new contract. It was the previous one that got ripped up, so I don't know. But I mean, yeah, he's going to lose it to me. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think the title is up
because it's just kind of a mixed fight.
Yeah. Because Mayweather is rated and listed with the Boxing Commission, whereas McGregor is not, and vice versa.
Right.
So there's
technically you can't hold the
there
belt.
can't be a belt transfer.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's just it's just for the money.
Well, next time you run into him, you should ask Mayweather how he feels about this.
Sure, okay. Well,
Because you run into him often enough, apparently.
yeah, yeah. You know what? I last week after I mentioned old Flava, I saw him at Bonds.
Oh yeah, all the time over there.
No way,
Yeah.
there he is.
Do you have the clock on?
No,
No, I didn't have the clock on.
You know what?
Never does anymore.
Sadly enough, as we all are, well, not this panel here, but he's getting to be an old man.
Sure.
Yeah. He and Chuck D are tired. I mean, they're not doing a lot right now. But
that's a very nice description of you, saying they're tired.
They're
That's
tired.
really nice of
tired.
you.
It's hard to live in this world, is it not?
Sure.
Yeah, it is. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have kids?
No, I do have 4 pets though. I have 3 cats and a dog, so that's enough for
Yeah.
now.
So yeah. Any
Yeah.
plans for kids?
Eventually, down the line. I mean,
On
this,
blast.
putting me on blast. I do definitely want kids at some point. It's just not tomorrow.
Is your wife is your wife the same age?
Yeah,
Generally?
she's a year younger than me.
Okay.
She's turning 30 later
Okay.
this year. I don't know if I should have said that, but yeah.
Oh, she's gonna kill you.
No, she'll be fine. I mean, no, whatever. I had to deal with my 30 last year. That's,
Sure, yeah, sure.
it feels like the day before. So
I just
it's
want to give
okay.
a shout out. Me and Adam have to give a shout out to Samantha for the best guacamole dip ever.
Oh.
I want to
No.
thank you for Super Bowl party.
Good. Yeah.
Dude, that guacamole dip was it was horrible in a good way because I was stuffed, but me and Adam were like, we can't stop eating.
Well, thank
Someone
you
take
guys
this
for
bowl
coming
away.
over. She'll appreciate that. No, she loves cooking. So, we love.
No, we can
we're very
tell.
hospitable people. As you can
Yes.
tell, we love hanging out with people and just taking care of them. She loves feeding people and cooking people.
You guys make badass burgers, dude.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I mean, the football game sucked, but
I don't want
but-
to talk
It
about
is
that.
what it is.
I don't
Cowboys
wanna
should have
talk
been
about
there.
that. Yeah.
Well, that's all I've got, Adam.
Cool. Well, I want to thank Felix for being here.
Yes, sir.
Good time.
thank you,
having me.
Jamie,
This was
for
a lot
letting
of
us
fun.
nerd out today.
No, you're
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
Please.
Sorry for everybody that tuned out for all our nerdiness because we went pretty deep there.
Well, thanks everybody for listening and watching. You guys can catch us on the Podbean app or any of your favorite podcast apps, including iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher Radio. You can watch the show on YouTube if you want to see our pretty faces. The Podbay Door. Like I said earlier, download, subscribe. It'll keep us going. Our social connectivity screen's coming up. Check in with us on Facebook. The Podbay Door is closed. Talent
Peace
is
out.
Bye, guys.
Hey, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning into the show. We would love to hear your show suggestions and comments. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, please click to subscribe. You can also connect with us on Facebook using @PBD Podcast, on Twitter using @TPBD Podcast, and on WordPress at thepodbaydoor.wordpress.com.